you look at money that way and you don't look at it the traditional ways that we were taught to look at it, like it makes you somebody. Money don't make you nobody. I know a lot of corny dudes with money.
Facts.
I know dudes I can't stand being around with money.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I know dudes I don't like talking to about it because of the way that they are. So the way I look at it is like that's never made me. It's never going to make me. But the only thing it does is provide a little bit of comfort, and it's a game at the end of the day. We live in a capitalistic society. As a grown man, that's a grown man's game. So I'm just playing it to win.
Well, it's the big show. Yo, man. I want to welcome my brother, yo. I could say a ton of things about our guest for today, and I'm exuberant and I'm jumping for joy inside to have this groundbreaking and earth-shattering exchange of words with you, bro. Rel Thompson, Jarrell Thompson for the clients, or however you may present yourself on this platform. This is not a humble territory, bro.
Gotcha.
So you are who I believe and know you to be, but also I want you to define yourself for the people from your mouth, because I'm an exchange with you from how I'll make no Rel, I'll know Rel. That's how it's gonna be. But first things first, we got to dap, yo. That's how we do it. Infused with lemongrass and aloe extract. Dap Collectors is a black-owned business derived in the pandemic. It's a very, very skin moisturizing solution, hopefully coming to many stores, pharmacies, big box retail very soon. And we support our own. We're trying to take over a potential $17 billion industry right now that has 3.3% minority ownership. So, we're coming in, showing some people something new. Just trying.
This is actually my first time actually using that.
Is it really?
Yeah. This is my first time seeing you since, you launched.
Oh, man. Yo,
I like it, man. It applies smooth. I don't feel anything sticky on my hands after the fact. It kind of goes on. It sanitizes you, and it kind of goes on like a lotion, to be honest with you.
It's so that's all strategic, right? The thing about DAP is that it solves the issue of not having to reapply lotion on your hands after another brand of hand sanitizer will dry out your hands, because it moisturizes and sanitizes.
Oh yeah, and it smells great.
And it smells great, hey, man. Come on, man. We know I know my people.
Yeah.
I know what I can sell to my people. Because they will crucify me if I gave them anything different. You know how that go?
Facts.
Yo, man, talk to me, bro. Welcome, dude. Bro, we could do this. We doing this. We're finally doing this, bro.
I know, it's been a long time coming.
Bro, the last time you sat in front of a microphone and I was on the back of a camera, what were we doing? Where were you at? Where were you at in your life, bro? What's that about?
We were actually filming for the social scene, and at that time, I remember talking to you a lot back then because I was struggling at work. It was yeah.
You entrepreneur work?
Yeah.
You was working? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I was at the biggest accounting firm, the largest accounting firm in the world at the time. They had me working on this project with no real direction. Every night I was in that place till like midnight, 1 a.m, catching taxis home, getting home at 3 a.m. only to
You was taking buses into the city.
Yeah, buses back into the city at like 6, 7 a.m. And, they didn't really care that you got home at 1 or 2. They wanted you back at that desk by about 8 a.m., 9 a.m. the next morning, ready to go at it again. They buy us lunch so we wouldn't leave the office, and we'd literally be working all day long. All day long, stuff didn't make sense all of the time. I was on this engagement it was really rough. It was one of the tougher ones. So, honestly, I struggled, and I remember talking to you a lot because, I lost myself in that process. I stopped doing normal things like wearing suits to work, getting haircuts. People was bringing it up to my attention, and it was a version of myself that I didn't even recognize anymore, And then I remember that infamous phone call with you. It was literally, it was like midnight. You hit me one night and was just talking about, the social scene and getting me on there and whatnot. And, I told you where I was at, and you kind of just paused and stopped talking about the social scene, and you started talking about where I was at mentally more than anything else. And you were like, Rel, look around you, who else is there right now? And I'm like, nobody, just me. And you literally was like, yo, how big is that stack of papers in front of you? And I'm looking. He's like, yo, I bet you can't even see the door. And you wasn't too far off with that assessment. I'm in this cooped up room, this stack of papers, yay high. and I'm just plugging away, not really into a company. You know, it was a great opportunity, but it wasn't no equity, and who knows what that would have even got me at that time. And then you said something that always stuck to me. It was like, yo, you just need to take control. And you kind of like chuckled and just hung up on me. And then at that point, it was like, I couldn't go back to work. I just packed up my laptop. I went home, and you know how you lay in the bed, but you don't really sleep?
Right.
Like ideas are
many
just
nights.
going, you know what I mean? Like you just laying there, resting your body, but your mind is firing on all cylinders. And at that point in time, it started feeling like I was no longer where I was supposed to be. And I knew it was writing on the wall because like a day or two later, I got the paperwork from New York saying that I was officially a CPA. And literally that's what I went to that company for. So the day I got that paperwork, it was probably a couple of days after I spoke to you, and I like started thinking real deeply. And the day I got that paperwork, the next day I put my 2 weeks in. I didn't know how I was going to make it happen. I knew what I wanted to do for people, but the plan wasn't fleshed out. And I was just like, yo, I am no longer here. So it's no point in me being here. Like I was seeing a version of myself that I didn't recognize anymore. Like it was no ambition. There was no fire lit. There was nothing there anymore. And I was just a body showing up to work. Like the way people were talking to me, the level of disrespect was something I'd never experienced in my life.
Yo, bro. I can imagine the level of entitlement people approach you with in that. I mean, yo, like that corporate machine is something else, dog. When you fresh into it and you ain't had no credentials. You had just gotten some credentials.
Exactly.
So like, bro, at the end of the day, your resume was real clean.
Word.
You know what I mean? You had like, bro, it's like, yo, it just don't make sense anymore.
Yeah.
Right? It just doesn't make sense even trying to put my mind into that place anymore, bro.
Yeah. I don't think I'll ever be able to do it again either.
Jeez, you got to get one of those for real.
Yeah, man. Like it was. I never forget that time because it was a time where I had to make a decision myself. You can ask as many people as you want, but where you going at that that moment in time, only you gonna have the the willpower to push yourself through. It was like I'm telling everybody I'm leaving this company that's geared to make you successful, that's geared to help you retire on top of your game or whatnot. And I'm like, nah, I think I could do better by myself.
And people are waiting in line to get into this company.
Oh yeah,
like they're like building they're in college with dreams and aspirations of working at the company that you're like, yo, I gotta break the fuck out of here.
Exactly. And don't get it twisted. It's for some people, but like for me, it really wasn't making sense anymore because like I just didn't see the long game. Like I didn't see I wasn't working for the people that I wanted to see win at the end of the day. Not that I had anything against the companies I worked for and on. It was the group that I wanted to impact the most. I never saw them when I would go on engagements and when I would get on calls. And therefore, like I knew I wanted to do something different. We're grossly underrepresented in this field of financial services. And when I heard this one stat, it was like less than 2% of the black accountants that go to college will even go on to take the CPA exam.
Wow.
Right? And then less than 2% of the CPAs in the United States of America are black. And then you wonder why, you walk into our communities and we struggle financially. Well, we don't really have a lot of representation there. And when I saw that, I saw an opening and people were like, well, you working for the ultra wealthy and blah, blah, blah. But I saw the long game.
Right.
Most of the people that I work with year over year, their net worths increase. A lot of people may not be millionaires yet, but I'm definitely creating thousandaires who will eventually get to being a millionaire. But I'm changing mindsets. I'm getting people to look at their behaviors a whole lot differently. I'm getting people organized, just filing a basic tax return where somebody is not cooking you to get you this huge refund or something like that. Even that goes a long way because now the IRS is not about to set you back for 10 years for something that somebody did that wasn't true.
Yo, I want to hold you up right here, what you said. You said, basically you're trying to create, you are on a mission to turn more people that we identify with in our culture into not only, the goal is, millionaires, right? Thousandaires. Why is even millionaire like the goal? Why is like the million, the 1M? Like, why is that like the mecca? You know what I'm saying? Like, the amount, like, bro, in your life, you've seen numbers. Like, you've seen numbers in many capacities, whether you're working with a client, whether you're pursuing a financial goal. We've seen numbers, right? Whether other people have acquired this amount of wealth, whatever. It's like, why $1 million? Why is just the $1 million the goal? Like, yo, every little kid is like, yo, I want to be a millionaire. Like, why is that the North Star?
I think,
in your opinion,
I think you've put it into perspective when you brought the little kid into the, the example.
Right.
Where the little kids get most of their information. The media,
Yep.
older people or whatnot, and the cycle repeats itself. But what people are really chasing is time, a lifestyle that they have a lot of time to do the things that the things that they want to do. Seriously, because you don't need $1 million to live a lifestyle full of freedom.
Right.
You need a lifestyle where you buy assets that produce income on a monthly basis, and as long as that income exceeds your monthly expenses, let's say you own a rental property that pays you $5,000 a month, and your monthly bills are $1,000 a month, you might be living better than $1 million already, because he might have him or be earning $1 million, but he might be spending 1.2.
Hold on. We got to stop. Can you shout out to? Oh no, keep it running. Can you give me those black dollars? They're behind you in that bin right there. It's a stack of them. No, it's more. It's more. There's many more. It's a lot more of these. It's a lot more of these black dollars, bro. Give me the whole. Give me everything that's in there right now. Yo, man, we creating wealth, man, and I want to be able to personify. I need people to know, right, that as the Black Idea guy, we are personifying the wealth that we're creating in this community, bro. This dollar goes very, very far,
very far,
very far, and we're creating a lot more of these dollars, right?
Exactly.
This is just a measure. Have you seen the black dollar? Please feel that. Come on, man, hold that. It's yours, man. Black dollar, man. Black dollar party. This is what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? Someday we hope to even hey man, we can NFT this, bro. You know what I'm saying? This may be worth some currency. It may be worth something at a potential future event. It may be worth something, but this just needs to be identified. Of course we spend green dollars, right? At least we've given value to green dollars. Until enough people can give value to something else, because at the end of the day, this world was created.
Yeah.
Everything that we hold and place value on, we have held and placed the value on those things. It wasn't worth shit until we made it worth shit.
Exactly.
So, I as a free thinker, as someone that really isn't, I'm blessed to have not been placed on a leash with my creativity, and I refuse to be put on a leash my creativity from this point forward. Like, I'm just doing the shit that I want to do, bro. And I was like, yo, for Juneteenth, we need to make some black dollars. Yo, yeah, black dollars, man. But yeah, $1 million, kids aspiring to $1 million, and it seems like we grow into this perspective, right? It's like, but you were even going before we tapped into the $1 million thing. You were talking about this PwC experience. You're talking about your experience breaking out of that corporate machine, that corporate giant, and like, kind of like, where were you at, and where had you, like, from the day that you left, right? What was your then pursuit? What was your, like, what was the day-to-day like, figuring out how to now pivot your lifestyle?
So at first it felt really awkward, because I just went from a structure where I was around people like 16, 17 hours a day working in a room, and now I'm in a room by myself working. So, when you go from one extreme to the other like that, you question yourself a lot. So I wasn't even sure if I still wanted to run a business. I'm in Walmart parking lot, putting flyers on windows and reaching out to everybody, telling them what I'm doing. And everybody around me is still not directly saying it at me, but kind of implying that I was crazy for doing what I did.
Right.
So at
what
first,
gave you the insight to do that? Like, why did you do that? Why did you think that was your first move? Like, yo, I got to basically tell people about me.
It's just, I don't know. I wanted validation for what I did. Right. I wanted people to tell me that I did the right thing and that I wasn't wrong, which nobody really did. You know what I mean? Like, people might have said, okay, I understand why you did it, but nobody really made me feel like I made the right decision. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it would, and then I even tried to work a few more places after PWC because, you know, out of getting scared or whatnot, like, or feeling like I wouldn't succeed. And you know,
hair start rising on the back of that neck every 2 weeks. That check ain't coming in. It's different.
Exactly. But I did it smart, though. Before I left, you know, I had a nice amount saved up or whatnot because I was always, you know, a saver or whatnot and everything. I was living real, you know, I guess real frugal.
Frugal, yeah.
In the meantime. So I had enough saved to float me years. So that wasn't the issue. It was just I wanted some validation. So I tried to go back corporate, went back on a few interviews, and I really got blackballed. I can't work in New York anymore, bro.
It's like that?
Oh, no. I even went and interviewed in Delaware. I was shooting the stuff with the guy who was running the company, real big, another up-and-coming accounting firm. He liked me, blah, blah, blah. Then by the time they called back to PwC, they had said, oh, he left during busy season, don't really deal with him. And so if I wanted to go corporate, bro, I would have to be real strategic about how I go about it. I would have to meet somebody else that, like, had the experience that I had. Otherwise, when they make that phone call back, oh, it's curtains. That's why I really had no choice but to be an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know? Like, and I think it all happened for a reason because when I just shut that part of my brain off, like, nah, dog, stop looking for a plan B. Make this shit work.
Make it work.
Make it work. Once I started
burn the ships.
Exactly. Once I started doing that, man, like things progressively just started getting better every year. You know? So to answer your question, the day-to-day was that, you know, it was trying to figure out, you know, it was doing tax and accounting work. It was marketing myself, but also trying to find another job at first. And then after I figured out that wasn't going to be the case, I just went all the way in.
So, all right. Now, here's the reality situation, right? Like, we're guys that are we're very much in tune and in touch with the people around us. Like, we're in the culture, we hoop, like we got swag, we not cornballs, like we're not like dudes that's not hip and in the world that everybody else that's doing exciting shit is doing. Like, we're still very much amongst that. Yeah. So to be able to put a divider in between that and the goal, what was that like? Because you're in financial services at this point. You're in the financial sector. You're pursuing that, but like, you know, didn't you want to, like, you was trying to party. You was trying to do these things, right? Like, you at least where was the importance on doing the things that was keeping you young? Because how old were you at this time when you dipped off from PwC?
I was 27.
Okay.
I had no importance on doing that stuff. Like, if you know me from a teenager, the partying scene was never my thing. I used to play for a team called, you probably played for him too. Well, you did play for him, the MSU Skyliners.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Bone Pearson.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Coach Pearson. What he would do is he would pick us up on Saturdays, and he would pick us up at like 10 in the morning, and he'll have us all over the state, sometimes the tri-state area, or lock us in the YMCA. And we would do like 6, 8, 10, sometimes 12-hour days. So by the time it was time to party, I didn't know how to dance. You know what I mean? Like, it was no point in me going to the party. In college, I even had a hard time. I felt like a fish out of water, and I tried it the first couple years. I tried the drinking, the partying, the hanging out, but then I would go to practice and feel like shit. And I'd be getting fried, and you know that's not the playing field way.
Oh, yeah,
at all.
Facts.
And so I really just knocked all that off. And then once I knocked all it off, and, you know, I had extra time to put in the gym and extra time to double major and do all that other stuff. Like, I found that, you know, that way of, you know, just being more true to myself, you know, it's actually helping me get ahead at this point in life, you know, because I don't have that itch that need to be scratched, and I don't need to hit social events or whatnot.
So let me ask you this. Does everybody have what it takes to be an entrepreneur? In your opinion?
I feel like everybody can, but I just don't feel like everybody is willing to do what it takes, to be honest.
The thing about it is, yo, even though you could try to develop the armor, right, to withstand the fire that you have to stand in every single day in the heat of entrepreneurship, dude, like, you kind of have to be born with the itch. You know what I'm saying? The itch to even go searching for the fire. Because you got to go look for a fire to stand in. You got to go look for a burning building
Exactly.
to stand in.
People don't realize that's the pitch.
That's the pitch.
That's the pitch. Your problems. If you're an entrepreneur and you're still at the CEO, you still taking phone calls, you still, in the trenches of your business, like building it, and you haven't hired out all those positions, you gotta realize when somebody's having a conversation with you, it's a big problem because people aren't coming to you for things that they've already figured out.
Right.
They're coming to you for things they can't figure out or they haven't figured out or to deal with something that somebody else messed up.
Yeah.
So you're constantly putting out, you wake up in the morning and every phone call you get, you're putting in the fire. Rarely is somebody calling you just to say, hey, I just want to thank you for the job that you're doing, et cetera, et cetera. Nah, this is a problem. That's a problem. Oh, I got to ask this question. Can you help me with that? You're researching, you're answering questions, you're putting systems in place for people. All day, you're just solving problems.
Yep.
And if a person isn't ready to kind of put the business before everything else, I don't really think that they want to get into entrepreneurship. And it kills me to see everybody telling people to do it.
Right.
And it's like, yo, if you want to travel, if you want to live your life, you want to be social, you want to have a lot of fun, you probably want a job.
You probably want a job.
You probably want a job. They might limit how frequently you can travel.
Damn. That's
It's the truth though, because you're going to need that structure, that 9 to 5. It don't change, and you can make good money doing it. And then on your weekends, and they give you a couple weeks per year, maybe a month, depending on how good you're doing, to go and travel and see the world. And you get all of that structure. When you're an entrepreneur, man, you might have something coming up that make you cancel your trip.
Right.
You know what I mean? Are
Right.
you going to do that, or are you going to miss out on the business and then let that person go talk about you to a bunch of other people and ruin what potential business that could be in the future? Nah, as an entrepreneur, you kind of always got to be plugged in to an extent until you hire out those positions. And the biggest mistake I see people make is bossing up too soon. A lot of people.
How does one boss up too soon?
You hire somebody to do something that you're supposed to be doing well ahead of time. Like you start paying people to do stuff that your business really can't afford at this point. And now your business can't invest in the things that it needs to invest in because you were supposed to be working another 2 hours to do that, but you hired somebody.
Let me slow you down, bro, because I know you're gonna go. So we gotta really unpack it for these people, bro. Like this ain't just you and I here. It's them too. You know what I'm saying? They gotta know, bro. So what is the misconception that people have about being a boss? Like what are the wrongs that people just don't understand? Like people use that term very, very loosely.
Yeah.
Very, very, especially, we're in a social media generation now.
So I think that people think being a boss means that you don't have to do as much anymore because they remember what their boss did in corporate, right? So first things first, you remember that you used to do everything. Your boss used to put everything on your desk or whatnot, and you think that that's how it's going to be for you in entrepreneurship. And then you see all of these ads and these people with these nice clothes on, driving these fancy cars, and they tell you you work smarter, not harder, and you don't got to put hard work in anymore. That is a lie. And every time I see that message, I just cringe because anybody that gets into entrepreneurship with that mindset are probably going to scam people.
I told someone this last night, had a conversation, shout out to my homie Elon. And I'm talking to him and I realized that on the side of the table where you now, become you become the authority in an organization, right? The boss, right? The glorified boss. It's you still technically work, right? For something. It just ain't, you work for the customer now.
Exactly.
You work for your employees, right? You technically work because you have to pay your employees, right? You work for the customer fuels the business, the employees. The customer fuels the funds and revenue to the business. Mm-hmm. The employees fuel the business to run and operate.
Exactly.
So in the corporate sector, when you're an employee, you technically are funding and fueling the boss, right, or the machine that you're working for, the organization. And I think that people don't really understand that. Young, aspiring, ambitious entrepreneurs, that's the learning curve that you have to understand, yo. You're always going to be working for somebody.
Exactly.
In theory. Right? But it's just sometimes as a boss, as a leader, right? As someone that is put in position to be able to have the answers, you got to have the answers. You can't really be looking to, if you're at the top, who else are you going to look to for the answers for this organization, bro?
Exactly. It all falls on you.
It falls on you.
Yep. Yep.
It ain't no like, oh, I'm gonna go and ask the person above me, because there is nobody above me. Your whole organization is looking at you for the answers, and you gotta know what to tell them.
Exactly.
You know, and I think in that chair, it's like, it's so important. What you're saying is like powerful, dude. Like it's really powerful, yo, because people gotta understand that hierarchy. The hierarchy that you step into when you decide to take that jump, and you got to build that fucking parachute on the way down.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, it's of course it's glamorized, right, on social media when you make it, when you get to the point of where life looks free, right, and where now you can be able to educate people on what your process was like, because you've withstood that fire for 10 years. Like,
exactly.
how long has it really been in your entrepreneurial journey?
It's been it's about 4.5 years now.
4.5, bro?
It flew.
Bro, believe it or not, bro, this is year 9 for me, bro.
Yeah, you started right out of school.
Bro, I quit basketball to do this shit, yo.
Yeah, I remember.
Like I fought with my senior season. Bro, and it's just like I fought with my senior season, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro. Like, and I had I'm telling you, I knew the day that I knew that, you know, hoop was gonna have to take a back seat to whatever pursuit I thought I wanted to pursue, was when I had managed to score a phone interview with the COO of Nike, right? Mm-hmm. Spoke to Eric Sprunk, right? Shout out to E, man. Good dude, yo. Met him. I was like 18 in my dorm. I had worked for months. You know, I be hacking contacts, dog. I'm in there. You know how I get, bruh. Like, I'm going crazy. I'm reaching out to this person saying I done did this with this, and they gonna ping me here, and oh yeah, and bro, I landed the call, right? Landed the call. I just so happened to have practice that day. They changed the time of practice to the time that I had my one shot. Yo, bro, my one shot, bro, at pouring my heart out to the one executive for the one company that I had always wanted at the time to work for, right? 18, yo. I'm like, dude, like, and mind you, I wasn't getting those overseas calls. So at some point, my jersey was going to be hanging up somewhere.
Yeah.
Some point, my shoes was going to be on the line. The ball was going to go flat for me. And I had to make that decision. I had to be real with myself. What was the next 18 years going to look like? Because the first 18 years I poured into this sport, and of course I wanted to make the NBA, but I wasn't getting the same looks that niggas that was going to the NBA was getting. And I had to be real with myself. And I had a coach that was bringing in talent. You know what I mean? Was bringing in talent. Not to say that they were better than me. I was challenging these guys, right? I've always been a leader, right? The guys respected me. They respected what I did. Defender, I was strapped dudes. But, yo, the card just wasn't in my favor, right? This day we had practice, man. You know, and to this day, bro, I'm off air. I'll play you the voicemail that I have from Eric, right, from Nike. Like, dude, I get to practice, and I told coach well in advance, hours in advance. I go there in the morning. I say, yo, coach, bro, like, yo, you know, I'm gonna try to be in practice, but yo, I at least have to leave early. I have to. Like, I have to break out of practice early. I have call the executive Nike. Got to talk to this guy, yo. Just hoping to get into the Eakin internship program at the time. This was like 8 years ago, bro. Like, real talk. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, he looks me in my face, bro. He says, yo, if you leave practice, you're off the team.
See?
Yo, bro. And I'm a bro. I mean, yo, like, you know, I mean, we've had battles on the court, but yo, I was a Division III athlete, right? And we made the Sweet 16. Don't get it fucked up. I get a bucket, right? And I'll strap whoever, because I have. But like, dude, I'm a Division III athlete, man. It's not getting these overseas calls, and like, yo, I'm like, yo, I gotta figure the pivot point, bro. I gotta stay on I gotta pivot. At some point, I'm gonna have to pivot and figure out where we gonna take this thing called life. You know, where is it really gonna be able to, like, where's it gonna catapult us to now, right? And how do we get a head start on that?
Yeah.
How do we get as quick of a head start? Because I need it now. I need that now. I need the life that I see in here. I need it now. I'm not waiting. I was 18, bro. I'm like, bro, I need it now. Social media fucked me up, bro. It showed me what was out here, bro. It showed me like, yo, niggas can get it, bro.
I hear you.
You feel me? And I'm like, yo, all right, let me start hunting. Let me start going and let me start pulling on some of these coats, bro. I was watching Shark Tank real heavy around that time too, yo. That shit fucked me up too, bro. It started giving me the understanding as to like how you had to approach these people when you asking for either money or you asking for an opportunity. Started to really just like implant this level of thinking in my head. And then I fucking read Think and Grow Rich. Mastermind groups. Started shaping that, right? Started to reach out to people and started to like, not to say break away, but I started to curtail some relationships that I just knew was not going to be a part of a mastermind group of where I was trying to go. So back to, practice, right? Yo, he told me, if you leave practice, you're done. I'm like, all right. And we was having some friction. It was my senior year. He was bringing in niggas from Iona to Division III. He was bringing in niggas from Iowa State to Division III. I'm like, yo. And I ain't gonna lie, yo, you bringing in a 5'9" guard with a 45-inch vert. What I'm gonna do with that, bro? Like, I get it. Yeah, we gonna play some defense, but I see what you're doing here, bro. I know what's going on, bro. I see the vision.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I was a bundle guy. I came in with a 6'5" wingman, rebounder. Go crazy. Yeah, let's get crazy, man. Let's go crazy, man. Let's do this. I came in with a 6'5" rebounder or whatever. Division III, that's like, Tim Duncan. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about Division III level. Like, yo, I wasn't a priority. So I had to act as such. You know what I'm saying? I had to act as such and I had to move in a certain way. So in that same breath, right? Get to practice that day. I'm like, yo, I'm going the whole practice thinking about what I'm about to do when 5:30 come. What am I gonna do when 5:30 come? Because I gotta be in my dorm ready by 5:45. You know what I mean? I walk up the hill, my dorm right up there, Dominican Hall. Like it's that. So now, bro, I'm asking my assistant coach, yo, what time is it, bro? We running sprints, we doing drills and shit. Yo, what time is it, bro? What time is it, bro? I'm looking over the sideline, like, what time is it, bro? And the whole team really knew. The whole team was kind of anticipating. When 5:25, 5:30 started rolling around, what the fuck Al about to do? Because I told him. And mind you, bro, I was one of those guys. I was privileged and I was benefited enough to be one of those guys that got it early. And my team looked at me like, yo, Al just on some different shit. Al just different. Al gonna be doing. Al had the campus jumping in ways that the campus wasn't jumping before. My campus was very small. Went to a small Catholic Division III college out in New Haven, Connecticut. But dude, the shit was, it was an experience within itself. Really wasn't no life on the campus. Really wasn't no vibes on the campus. And I wanted to create that because I'm like, yo, this shit ass. I got to get on campus. And I'm gonna make this shit what I want it to be, right? And that's what we started to do. So. Bro, 5:25 came around, bro. I asked my homie Coach James. I said, yo, bro. He's one of those young coaches, one of like the grad assistant type niggas too. Like, so he knew what was going on. Cool. Yo, Coach James, yo, what time is it? Yo, he asked me, yo, what you gonna do? Yo, what you gonna do? Bro, you know how you had the blue, you had your the jerseys were reversible, right? Mm-hmm. So he says, all right. He said, yo, Brown. Yo, we're doing like some sort of like rebounding drill. I was like, yo, Brown, switch to white. Jump in. Yeah, bro, I took my jersey off, bro. I ain't even put it back on, bro. I just ran out, bro. I had to go, bro. I'm telling you, that was the day. That was the day, yo. That was the day. It was crazy, man. And I came back the next day and I apologized to the coach, bro. But I told him, yo, I said, yo, coach, bro, I had one shot, bro. I had one shot to try to be able to start moving into a direction for what it looked like my life was going to be about, yo. Like, and I had to make that decision to leave practice, and I had to speak to that guy for 15 minutes. We spoke for 15 minutes, bro. We spoke on the phone for 15 minutes, bro. The busy guy, right? He didn't know if a can of paint. I just hacked my way up to a conversation with him. You know what I mean? Which I've now have found has been a skill I've developed. Niggas pick up my call all the time. All the time. I'm blessed. So, yo, in that, man, in that same breath, man, being an entrepreneur, bro, like, yo, like, knowing that you got it is in you, man. Like, you gonna make some brash decisions. Everybody ain't gonna understand it. But years later down the line, bro, if you just stick with your guns, you stick to what you know, you stick to what you feel is right, some shit gonna turn out for you, yo. And I'm glad that we sitting here today, you smoking cigars on the Black Idea Guy podcast.
Hey,
It's a beautiful Sunday, you know what I'm saying? Like you state to state now, like you about that. That's on the rundown too, about just relocating and reinvention.
that's everything.
That's everything. That's everything. That's what people don't got it. That's what they don't understand. The whole game of life is constant reinvention of self. If they don't learn anything else from this particular episode, yo, you got to know it is about like religiously growing yourself and forcing people to accept you for who you tell them you are. But not only can you just tell them that you're this person, you got to show them, dog. You got to show these niggas, bro. Straight up.
People need to realize, man, you can't, if you're the same person that you was as a teenager or a young man as you are as a 30-year-old man like myself, man, you wasting too much time. It was certain things, like, it was hard for me to hang up my Nikes, like, because you don't get a notice in the mail to, like, do it. You just got to know when it's your time. Like, just like you, I tried to play pro after college, and, you know, the lockout happened, and I had to make a decision. You know, am I going to try to stick this out, or am I going to use my degrees? And a lot of guys chose to stick it out and continue to play basketball, and that was great for them. But in my time trying to play ball, I saw a lot of scenarios that I didn't want to be my own. I went and played for this team in Indiana, and we lived with coach in Illinois, though. And I met one of the dudes that I still talk to this day. He's doing real good for himself. But there were also dudes on that team that I ain't want nothing to do with.
No
like,
parts.
They're in there to, like, this one dude, he was damn near 30. And he had, you know, been on that team for some years, not making any money.
You saw what it could have been for you.
Exactly.
Through him.
Exactly.
Right.
His lady was taking care of him, and, you know, he was content with that. He didn't really have any opportunities lined up for himself outside of basketball, didn't have any money, didn't have anything going for himself. And I'm like, I got to see the ugly side of basketball. Everybody thinks that everybody signs these, like, six-figure contracts.
Lucrative, luxurious.
Nah. No, everybody's not getting endorsed. That's probably the 1% of basketball, bro. The endorsements, the 6-figure, the 7-figure salaries or 8-figure salaries and all that. That's the 1% of basketball. It's 99% of people that are coming home and jumping right back on mom's couch or borrowing her car to get around during the summer. Like, you know what I mean? Like, them deals not what people think they are. And knowing what I know about business versus basketball, it just didn't make sense. I just rather be a businessman all the way around, you know? So I stopped playing ball less than half a year after I graduated college. I just went corporate. It just seemed like the right thing to do. And then I look at, you know, the trajectory now, and just like you, that was the equivalence of me, like, taking my jersey off and running out of practice because I left during the playoffs. I went through the whole season with them, and, like, I was really getting into my rhythm, coming into my own. But there was this job saying that they had an opportunity for me, and there was this job having this opportunity for me in New York. So I had to go home. I had to miss the playoffs, and, you know, made that decision, and I don't regret it at all. And then when I finally got to PwC, I get the call that there's a team overseas paying $4,000 a month, and they're looking for a point guard, and I'm up. I don't even remember what country it was, but I remember PwC.
How long did you wait for that call?
Shit. 20, 25 years, it felt like.
Facts.
For real, 24, 25. I think I started at PwC when I was 24. So, shit, that call, I was waiting for it since college ended when I was 21. So, in all actuality, about 3 years. Then I get that call, but where I got the call from says even more. PwC, like, knew I was from Jersey, and orientation was in New York. So they put me up in a hotel in Times Square. I'm, like, on the 42nd floor somewhere in Times Square.
Mm-hmm.
Corporate card on deck. I'm eating at whatever restaurant I want on them, and I roll over and I get that call. My man, like, yo, this team looking for a point guard for $1,000 a month. I put you up for it. They're looking forward to hearing back about you, whatever, you know, what you thinking. And I was just looking out the window like, nah, dog, I'm a pass.
Yeah.
You know, this call I've been waiting for years because it's people are so short term in their thinking. Like, bro, when you turn 30, and you want to have things set up for yourself and you want to live comfortably, what's going to do it for you?
Right.
Basketball is not for everybody. And I see so many people go that route and they exhaust themselves on that one opportunity, not realizing there's just so much more out there. That's why I commend you for taking your jersey off and doing what you did at such a young age. Like, it's admirable because most people, they still hoop dreaming. Don't matter what level, don't matter what skill set, don't matter what school. They just all think NBA or overseas, and they think that that's the end all be all.
Bro,
man.
I like it came a point where when I looked around and I imagined what I thought I looked around and I was asking myself, like, yo, damn, I wonder if this person has the same, like, if they're trying to get to where I'm going to, is where at the time I thought I was going, you know what I mean? Where I just knew, I was just so confident that, yo, I'm gonna get to this place, but is what I'm doing now gonna get me there? Yeah. And I used to ask myself, like, yo, damn, is everybody in this environment trying to get to that same place? Everybody in this environment trying to, like, pursue this path? And yo, many times these questions, these conversations with self, yo, answer would be like, nah, I don't think he's showing any glimpses of it. Like him over there, I don't know, like, or her, like, them over there, like, because I was showing signs. I was showing the pursuit. I was definitely showing that I had a muscle in me that a lot of niggas didn't have, yo. And niggas didn't know where the muscle came from. They were trying to pull it down. Like, yo, why are you doing these things? Why are you don't have to do none of this, bruh. You don't have to do any of this stuff. You don't have to pursue this stuff. You don't have to push the envelope. You don't gotta, like, go this route. Like, you just chill, yo. Like, yo, just, like, we don't know what you really want to do. We don't understand it. But at some point, it just became like a less of a resistance and more of just like a reality. So it was like, yo, this is who he is. I don't know. He on some different shit. This is what he on. This is what he on. And all right, well, I mean, that's my nigga. Yo, we cool with him. Yo, he a cool dude. So all right, we'll support it. And like, I just think that it takes a lot of grit in order to get people to lower their guards and like pull down their biases, to be able to gaze into something unfamiliar and see the beauty in it. That's what it really is about. Yeah. Gazing into something that they've never seen before. Gazing into something that is so, like, misunderstood. Let me touch up on one of these, brother. And pursue. Because, yo, like, my goal is to make bosses out of all the people that support me. Make millionaires, billionaires. Like, that's what I want to do. Like, that's the goal. To do these things is like, yo, I'm not trying to, I don't want people to work for me. I want to work with people. That's what makes a fruitful environment. That's what makes a community. That's what empowers a culture, right? Those types of things, man. And I keep that as my North Star, right? I keep that as my North Star. And as I'm pursuing all these things, I'm thinking about, okay, how are my decisions now going to impact the people that are believing in me? Fuck the people that don't believe in me. Yo, Rel, you and I have had a lot of experiences, man. We've endured a lot together. A lot of shit, man. Like, people got to know that, like, yo, I really I still to this day look up to you, yo. I still look to this day, like, I look up to you, and like, for many reasons, right? Like, one, just I mean, well, bro, like, you're a very well-dressed dude. Like, why has that, what has given you, was working in corporate a part of the brand that you built for yourself to just be so well suited? Was there like a chip on your shoulder where you felt as though, like, yo, I'm always going to just be suited? Like, I'm talking about on a Monday morning where niggas is sweated down, sweatsuit down. You are suited, bro. Like, double monked up, like monk wingtip, man. Like,
shirt where I got that from, bro?
Glasses lit, tied to the, you got knots on your ties I ain't seen before, dog. You throw knots on, crazy.
I got that from the hallways of Plainfield High School.
Mm.
Cause you know damn well that was the runway. That was a fashion show, bro.
It definitely was.
Plainfield High School, you had to bring it, man. Like it was just a place where we just took pride in appearance. We didn't have much else. You know what I mean? So we just took pride in everything that we had. Like just taking that 2-3 pairs of sneakers and then 4 pairs of jeans and that 6 shirts and just making sure that you presented it to the best of your ability every single day. And that was just an extension of who you are. Like you were saying something without saying something.
Yo, the town always really knew that Rel was a fashionable guy. Rel and Feek had the kicks on.
Yeah.
Feek kick game was different. Shout out to Rafiq Carnegie.
Feek.
Shout out to Feek. Yo, but yeah, me being a young boy, like, you know, me coming in like 4 classes underneath y'all, right? Your senior year, the year you graduated, I was a freshman. You know, and I remember, you know, like, you know, I had built up some talent to be able to even be in the gym and practice with y'all on some middle school shit. Y'all was seniors and like, you know, so like just being in that atmosphere and like hearing the talk around the water cooler. I don't know if I ever told you this perspective, but like, yo, bro, it was just like we would hear all of the messages that traveled different players at the high, right? Rel was the usher. Rel was usher. You was usher, nigga. Like, you was usher, dog.
Hey, yo, that's funny.
It's wild.
That's funny.
Yo, you was usher, dude.
Like, hey, yo, that's too funny.
Yo, you was usher. Like, that's what niggas like. Oh, yeah, Rel, he like usher. Like, Rel was.
Hey, yo, I give you 30 though.
But you give 30. Yo, no. But it was like, I think it was just like, yo, like the smooth approach to things. It was like just smooth, like very, very like calm, kind of like laid back. But yeah, no, you was killer. Like it was undoubted you was gonna go and like disrupt someone's day on basketball time. It was always understood on that level. But it was like, nah, but we see Rel, you have a nice little like, you know, fucking stand-up collar jacket walking through the hall with some Vans. You know, with, I mean, no lace Vans and some jeans that was real, you know, maybe a cuff at the bottom. It was real like
Facts. That definitely was me.
I know. I remember the day. I seen you walk out the high with that vibe. I remember that. I was in like, Coach Vassell had brought myself, Daryl, Derek, and Tyrone for freshman of the day in the 8th grade. And I remember, like, I think it might have been like a half a day or some shit. And like, yo, when you walked out the building, and that's when niggas used to rock the book bags low. That's when everybody used to put mad books in the bag and them shit used to hang real low. You know what I'm saying? So I just remember that. Like, and I was like, yo, Rel on he on a different time. Because everybody was baggy. You wasn't.
Yeah, nah.
That's what I was saying.
I got out of that quick.
Everybody was baggy, yo. You wasn't baggy. So yo, I'm telling you, man, life happens in weird ways because you start to see like, yo, he's an individual. He's his own person. While everybody got the 6X Galaxy, Rel was on Van Time, right? Yeah. And Plainfield ain't had no skate parks then.
Nah, not at all.
You feel me? Like Hotspot and Petty's wasn't kicking out Vans. Nah. Matter of fact, at the time, you was working at Hollister.
Yeah, the Hollister was college.
Well, that was college.
At the time, I think I always had jobs. I worked at the Dollar Tree, Sears, Target, Country Club.
Oh yeah.
But I think my inspiration for that really just came from like more of it was a young lady I was dating at the time. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Okay. Let's go there. Let's go there.
Yeah, and she just hanging out with her and just seeing how bold she was with fashion. It was like all of this stuff in my head started to come out. You know what I mean? And it was just like, all right, you don't really gotta feel a way about the way that you're dressing, because honestly, dating the right person could like give you certain clouts.
So she upgraded you. I need to have a Beyonce. She upgraded you.
Yeah.
She upgraded you.
It was like, because I was dating her, like nothing, I could do whatever I want at this point.
Yeah.
Because you know what I mean?
Because who you was with was that.
Dudes need to realize, like, when you with certain people, dog, you got to carry yourself a certain way. Like,
oh, yeah.
A woman can definitely upgrade you and get you in some rooms, bro, get you some credibility and some clout. So when you got that person, you need to realize that and take care of it, or you know what I mean, just realize the opportunity in front of you, because some people will really take you to a different place. And when I started hanging with her and just watching how she would dress or whatever, and just seeing how she would try different things, it was inspiring. And then I just, let it rub off on me, and I just started trying stuff. And I'm glad that, you could see it that way, and then, take from it or whatever and do what you did with it. But honestly, that was at Plainfield High School, man, them hallways, they was everything. And then as I went through life, I realized I could get ahead of 60-70% of people by just waking up and getting dressed and being real, because a lot of people wasn't doing that. And you're right. Everywhere I went, people took notice, and I always get complimented about the way I presented myself. So those people that want to wake up and feel like you ain't got nobody impressed, all right, that's on you. But if you pull up in a conference room and we going for the same thing, and I pull up like me and you pull up like you ain't got nobody to impress.
It's make season.
Exactly. What you saying might not matter as much as you think it do, because 90% of communication is nonverbal, dog. It's nonverbal.
Yo, this is yeah, like you're right. And I think you social media wasn't really a thing then.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when did you pick up on that? Like, when did you start to realize that the human interaction, like the human connections, these human, like the realities and human truths about, appearance, like approach, like just the way you carry yourself, the way you articulate yourself, the way you handle yourself around people. Like, when did you really, like, of course, like, this shorty upgraded you low key, right?
Uh-huh.
And that's a fact too, though, yo. Like, to stay in that world, that's a super fact, yo. Like, and I think many times, yo, I think now, especially like with how many of these like masculine figures have come onto the scene to just spark this bravado was, women gonna take a back seat. Women gonna be in the back burner, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of that out there.
Hold up, let me just address that.
Please do.
It's all right. I don't think that it's a woman's place to just take a back burner to somebody, but sometimes you might be working on something where you have to be dialed into it.
Yeah.
And things just may work that way temporarily because, she realized that, time is of the essence. There's pressure on you for a particular project, or you have a timeline, and she came along after you started working on all of that stuff. But I don't think her natural place is behind you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those people that believe a woman's natural place is beside you, or even a little bit in front of you. No, seriously. But that's not
Facts.
Every person, though.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? You got to know who to put in front of you. You got to know who should be standing beside you. It's not for everybody. I see a lot of people that they want something that they don't really understand. Like, I'm a complicated person. Like, where the average guy might be telling you he grinding, he working. You put him in my shoes for a day, he gonna be asleep by noon.
Fact.
You get what I'm saying? So it's people like that might throw her off, and she might feel like she can come in and make a direct impact in my life. And if I let you work with me, you might actually slow me down because I move at a real fast pace.
But the thing is, okay, here's the thing though, right? Sometimes, do you believe that you need a woman to come in and give you that balance? Because, we move very, very fast. Almost sometimes too fast for our own good, to where it becomes unhealthy how fast we're moving.
Oh, absolutely. I think there's always a need for a woman. But again, the further you travel, the more rare that woman becomes. Because, like, I always say in the relationship.
So the higher you go.
Yeah, the more. This is how I feel, honestly. You're either growing together or you're growing apart. Like, and if you want to date somebody who's, an entrepreneur, he's always trying to accomplish more, or even a woman that's an entrepreneur trying to accomplish more, you can't be the same person you was this year, next year. You kind of have to evolve as well. You have to become, a different type of person as well, because things change, people change. The needs that I had in a relationship last year might not be the needs that I have. And as it's happening, I'm still paying attention to you. I'm still looking at the things, the cues that you give me, the signs that you give me that I need to improve here, there, and I'm going to evolve. I'm going to meet you there. But if you're not doing the same thing and you're not evolving and you're cool with where you are and who you are and not trying to do the things that I'm doing, we're going to eventually grow apart.
Right.
So rather than go through all of that and deal with the ugly side of a relationship, the breakups, the mishaps, the slowdowns and all of that, sometimes it's just easier for, people like us just to be by ourselves for a little while and figure it out. And people, you got to be a little selfish with that sometimes. But in being selfish, you actually protecting a lot of people from hurt, disappointment, and wasted time. So it's just like, as I got older, I learned to stop wasting people's time. Like, I can be cool with you. I don't end relationships toxically anymore. Like, there isn't going to be you looking through my phone, finding stuff you don't want to see. There isn't going to be any bad arguments. There isn't going to be any of that nonsense, because I communicate. Like, if I don't feel like it's working out, or I take the dating part really serious, I'll talk to a person a lot. I do more talking than I do dating, because I'm not going to waste your time. If you go out, you might fall in love with the idea of what I'm becoming or what I'm doing or whatnot, but you might not understand what it takes.
Right.
And that might mean it's not our season. That doesn't mean that you're not the person for me. It just might be, listen, where you're at right now, where I'm at right now, we might miss each other like two trains passing in the night, but give it some years, things could change. So I don't rush to get into situations anymore, because, again, I work a lot. I'm busy. I'm passionate about what I do and whatnot. And I know that a woman takes a lot of time, you know what I mean? A lot of care, a lot of thoughtfulness, a lot of planning. And if I can't divert my time the way that I would want to, show her that I care, I'm not even going to get involved. Not that way. But we can be cool. It doesn't have to be toxic at all. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yo. I mean, I so much agree to that. And I think a perspective that needs to be said is like, yo, what you said is women have, they have this allure of this perception and this idea of us, right? Or like being with a guy like that's kind of on his purpose, that's on his shit, that's about that. Sometimes, like, a chick could really, she could see that from the outside, from the fence, right? Oh my God, yo, like, you know what I mean? He's doing the shit. But then when she step into that, into the playground, and she realized all that kind of comes with that. And I think you brushed up on that. Like, what comes with this is like, yo, the clock starts ticking, and she got to really figure out, like, yo, how long can I really put up with how focused this nigga really is?
Yo, I'll give you an example. Right now, I'm working on a play in South America. How a woman could help me if she was in my life, learn Spanish. That is not easy to do. That's not easy to do.
Yo,
are you going to?
That's powerful right there.
You get what I'm saying? If you learn Spanish, I can't do this without you.
Facts.
Now I either have to make you a partner or I have to marry you, depending on how big
yo,
that get. You
bro,
know what I'm saying?
That's gangster. That's real. That's real. Yo, that and think I don't think women think about women will not think that way.
Exactly. And then when I go and
that will show dedication. If you can sit on Duolingo and learn that language for me, I'm gonna take that knee.
And then literally you translating for me, I can't move this further anymore, but it's a successful operation or whatnot. Listen.
Yeah.
Or you could play around with that opportunity, and then I gotta find somebody down there that does that or whatnot. And they might be a woman, and now you feel a way about it. You know what I mean? That's why I said it's hard, man. It's just sometimes it's easier to travel alone, because you'll give somebody opportunity. They think you might want them to do some back office paperwork. Now I can hire somebody. They got all these virtual assistant apps out there now. You can get somebody for $10 an hour. I don't need you to help with that. I can't speak Spanish though, and having a person that I spend all of my time with know how to speak Spanish, so when that contract come across the table and I can't break it down as easy, and you can jump over, oh, this is what that's saying, real easy, smooth for me.
But what? Okay, let's say she don't speak Spanish, right? But let's say she a good shorty. You know what I'm saying? Many of them are, right? They may not be the biggest, like, super duper shrewd business asset companion on the hip, but yo, they bring you that peace, bro.
Oh yeah, that's clutch.
How important? Like, yo, we wouldn't be black idea guys that are on our purpose and that literally like scratching at greatness, right? And showing and seeing the light, right, as vividly as it could be at the end of the tunnel for what we're trying to get to, if we didn't really have a sense of peace, yo. Because, yo, we're around environments where the bravado of the people that we sit across day to day is very rigid. Yeah. Like, we're sitting around sharks daily.
Yeah.
That may look like us or that many times don't. And, yo, that female energy, bro. Like, that feminine energy, bro, that's something I'm really trying to tap into a lot more these days, bro.
Well, here's what I would say about that.
So that peace, you know what I'm saying?
First, you got to create the peaceful environment yourself. I know people that live 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 states away from people that drive them crazy, but they fail at creating boundaries with people. So I can live next door. I can live next door to people that drive me crazy and be just fine because I know how to create a boundary. You can't expect a woman to create the peace for you. You can help her. You can expect her to keep it. You get what I'm saying? You have to create that yourself. Like if you came to my place
Yo,
right
you talking
now,
spot? Yeah, this is
seriously,
good. This is very
smells
good.
amazing.
This
like,
is good.
I clean up myself. Like I clean my house daily. Like
Run that back one more time. What was that? What was that, bro? You can't expect a woman
to create the peace for you. You can only expect her to help you keep it. You get what I'm saying?
That's the first time you said that? You said that somewhere before?
Nah, it's the first time.
This
I
is
ever
off the
said it.
top?
This is me just living life and experiencing stuff.
Yo, you that. That's good. That's great.
No, seriously.
That's a good one.
That's too much.
I got a bar for them too. I got a bar for you too, though. I gotta drop this right. I've said in the past. I say it often because I believe and I live this. It's like I don't look for a woman that I want to look for a woman that's a getaway, not a woman who's in the way. Yo, that's fact. It's Fendi, yo.
Nah, that's I've said that to people before.
Real talk. Be my peace. Yo, the mindset that we're coming from with all this kind of game, yo, it only brings me back to someone that I see and I know that has stained you, right? A lot. And it's almost to the point where it's like an aggressive nature that you pull down the mindset of this person with, and you breathe, and it fuels you. I could tell, right? Because I know you, and I'm like, yo, I know how impactful the person was, yo. So like the Mamba mentality, right, with Kobe, and how does that weave into your life, and everything from life to to business to women to social family, what is really that Mamba mentality like in your walk?
So that's really it's everything, man. It's the pursuit, it's the consistency, it's the dedication, it's all that wrapped up into one. You really can't meet anybody that can tell you anything about Kobe other than his work ethic first.
Right.
And I always say the real currency is the appreciation for what I do. But if you really want to make me smile, tell me I'm the hardest working person you ever met. That's the only compliment I really care about. You not somebody not being able to outwork me. And that's why I don't really stress about anything, because I know as soon as I want something, I'm going to take it.
It's done. It's done.
It's done.
It's done.
Because waking up at 3 a.m. for me is nothing. I regularly post Instagram videos at 3:30 in the morning.
Disrespectful.
And people don't realize my routine gets vicious when I want something.
Disrespectful.
Wake up at 3:30, go into the office, count up. I count my money every day. I go on all accounts, see how all my investments are performing, all of that. I read my emails, send out stuff by 5. By 6, maybe I had a bowl of oatmeal, or maybe I'm fasting. By 6:15, I'm driving to the boxing gym to go put this back-breaking workout in. And my coach has 50 fights, never lost one. He gets in the ring with me regularly. So if I get in there and I'm not focused, he gonna hit me with some stuff to let me know I ain't focused. You get what I'm saying? So it's there's no playing around in my morning. Then after that, I get on, I go shower up, get cleaned up, go to a local Panera Bread or something, train my staff, look over the stuff that they're not trained to handle just yet, work on that, tidy up my real estate deals, make sure everything's progressing the way it's supposed to progress. And I'm doing that from about 10:30 to about 3:30. By 3:30, 3:45, I'm driving back to the gym for my second workout of the day. Then that one is when I'm usually just training muscles or, a specific group on my body or whatnot, just to get stronger or whatnot. And then after that, I'm going home and I'm in bed by 8. When I get in that mode, it's not too many people out there I know that aren't wasting time like that. You know what I mean? So that Mamba mentality, I get a lot of that from Kobe. Kobe would say his first workout is going to be at 3. And the reason that you want to do that is because you might start out equal with some people, right? Or some people might start out ahead of you. But they work out 2 hours a day, and they wake up at 8 a.m. If I wake up at 3 a.m., I get my routine done. I'm working out, getting 2 hours, 4 hours in. Over a month or whatnot, that's 40 hours that I'm out working you. You know what I mean? Over a year, that's 480 hours that I'm out working you. Oh, so we might start out in the same conversation, but 10 years down the road, they won't be mentioning me with you if I continue to outwork you at that pace, at whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish. That's why you want to get up and start working before people, because when they're working, you've already been working. Now you're eclipsing the gap. You're closing the gap. You get what I'm
saying? Touching shit I shouldn't even be touching, man. This shit is crazy, bro.
That's what you want to do. That's why you can have anything you want, man. Just outwork people. Because, again, I remember one time I was at the gym one time, and I won't say this guy's name out of respect, but people were in the gym comparing me to this one guy I used to look up to in high school playing basketball. He was the man in the conference. And people don't realize y'all was never supposed to say my name with his.
Yeah, bro.
Y'all was never. I caught you, dog.
Like please don't compare me to niggas not in my league.
Exactly. Like,
please don't.
But the thing was,
respectfully,
he could have said that about me a decade ago. Yeah. But the work that I put in, it had people wanting to match him up with me all of a sudden, and it's like, dog, I caught you. You get what I'm saying? Like I should have never been able to do that. You were light years ahead of me, and the fact that I caught you, it should say enough. You should feel disrespected that they mentioned my name with yours at this point, because I wasn't supposed to be there. But that just showed me what hard work could actually do. Now, you might take it another way or look at it like another challenge, but to me, I look like, bro, I already won. Because if I wanted to eclipse you, I know I could.
I'm on the verge. I'm on the verge of.
But now I don't even want that no more. Now I want this. I want to do things that y'all never saw before. I want to go and take real estate to a point where they've never seen a basketball player do that before. I want to take business to a point where they've never seen a basketball player do that before.
So in order to do all that, you got to be a closer.
Oh, for sure.
Got to be a closer, bro.
Yo,
I don't think that's what people don't get. It's one of the things, bro. We're doing really well on the list of topics too. Doing really well. Being a I've had to learn this, bro. Like that is literally, man. The highest paid people in an organization are many times the people that close that deal. You come in and you close because it's very uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable to be pulling down and pretty much pulling what you want out of someone across that desk for you that don't want to give it up, right? Or that don't want to give it up for what you want it for.
Exactly.
Being that closer, bro. Like having a closer mentality.
You always got to be closing, man.
Always.
Like people don't realize when you start a real estate transaction, a deal, there are like 7 different parts to it. All people see is you shaking hands or passing bottles at the closing table.
Right.
You know why that is?
Right.
First, like just this last deal that I closed, not even mine, the people that I helped close before me. It was a woman. She was from New York. She's been looking for a house for 7 years. 7 years. She meets me earlier this year, and she's a business owner. I get all of her numbers together, get her packaged up right, connect her with the lender. So first, I had the skill set to get her business organized, get the numbers looking great, and then I'll pass that on to the lender, connect her to the lender. He gets her pre-approved. We picked the right loan for her. I got her looking. New Jersey is the #1 migrated into state in the U.S. right now. And I got her looking in probably the hottest area. So half the inventory that was available last year around this time is available now in South Jersey. So I got her looking in the hottest market, in the hottest area in the country.
I just want to stop it right here and just let niggas know, like, yo, I get the privilege of of talking like this with this dude often. Like, it's nuts. Like, I'm a blessed dude. I just want y'all to know, like, this is why I'm the way I am. Like, I got people like this in my, like, as best friends. As like, I'm growing with people like this. Anyway, it's nuts, yo. Niggas got it. It's nuts, bro. This is beyond me, bro.
You can definitely pull that. I can make one phone call.
Oh yeah, I make one, bro.
Word.
Yo, dummy, it's nuts.
I'd be honored too.
Nuts.
But yeah, so we get real strategic. Like we're going this way, and then I just shut the whole thing down. Like, nah, we going about it the wrong way. Let's try this. We try that. We get the house that they absolutely need. We go into it. They get it for under market. We go in. that how we get all of the repairs made that we want, all of the changes to the house made that we want. People are leaving stuff behind for them, so on and so forth. And now I take this family and I introduce it to generational wealth, you know, put them in the hottest area in the state, you know what I mean, in a matter of 2 or 3 months, you know. So it's like, to do that, to keep that mental fortitude or whatnot, you had to already know you was going to close that, bro. You had to come with a Mamba-like mentality.
Yeah.
Because I'm beating out, you know, dozens of offers. And I got, you know, we got to be creative. We got to be aggressive. We got to keep our foot on the gas. We don't have no time for doubt. Because whatever we want down there, we had to go take it.
You got to go take that.
So that mentality, it just travels. And it traveled from fashion, it traveled from basketball, and it just went everywhere else with me. That's why athletes are just so dangerous, man. Especially the ones that really took it serious, they don't even realize what they got just lurking inside of them. Once they get comfortable enough to deal with the humility of like stepping away from basketball and dealing with that initial oh man, it's just so much glory on the other side of all of that.
So now, being a closer's mentality, and everybody appears to be a closer, but they ain't a closer.
Yeah.
Basically, what I'm trying to say is niggas be chatting.
Well, it's
a lot of times.
It's just like the end of the game. Everybody want to say 3, 2, 1 at practice, but who really want to take the shot? Who really want to take the shot? I've been taking that shot all my life. People want to call me a jock, this and that. But if you go back and you roll that footage from when I was playing, wherever I was playing at, I ain't never had a problem taking that shot. And I made it more times than I didn't.
Yeah.
Because I was in the gym practicing, and I just got this unbelievable, you know, belief in myself. Sometimes it wavers, but then I remind myself, and I go for it, dog. You got to be fearless, man. You got to be fearless, because I think about, you know, what if I don't when I don't take the shot, when the very few moments where I let somebody else take it, I tore myself up the whole way home, because now I got to live with somebody else's decision.
Do you understand the way how you're talking rubs people the wrong way?
Oh, yeah.
You understand that. Like, you know that people don't wake up in the morning ready to get punched in the face by these words, bro. They not ready for this, bro. Like, this is one of those, and this is, I was so excited for this day to happen, because, yo, like, me, I could withstand these blows. And it's like, it's very, other people, one, they'll tune out. They're not attentive enough to sit through this and, like, understand the importance about having these words shared. Like, but yo, holding your tongue, like, you've never done that.
Yeah, nah.
How many friends have you lost because of that one trait?
None. Because if I
was never friends.
If I lost you from telling you the truth, honestly, it was situations that I didn't think would go left because of me telling the truth. And it was people that I realized, you know what, this friendship got to stop here, because I know if I tell you the truth, it's going to be a problem. So it's like, I just try not to focus on people like that. You know, some people are just there for a season, and I feel like you can learn things from people, but not everybody's there forever. Like, look at us. We've had situations where, you know, we've fallen out, you know, like we didn't agree, but we both came back. We talked through our differences or whatever. We realized where the miscommunication happened. And the reason that I don't really talk to a lot of people the way that I talk to you, like, it's a very small group of people. And the reason I talk to you is because you're younger, but I could tell you something. Most people in your generation, when I tell them something, they think I'm hating, or they think I want what they got. It's like, dog, I had it already. I don't want what you got. I had that already. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to get you where you trying to go. Like, I'm very humble. I don't talk.
Niggas don't be ready to hear this, bro.
For real.
They not ready to hear it. It's the fact, bro.
You beefing with, like, or you got a problem with things that I'm saying, and, like, I'm just trying to get you to the next level. And when I talk to you, you never have that problem. Like, you'll be on fire with stuff, and I'll be like, I like what you're doing, but I would do X, Y, and Z. And you'll take it and run with it.
Fact.
I don't get that often. You're the only one I talk to from your generation that does that. Everyone else, they got to go talk about me and say what I said. And it's just like, bro, you are completely missing the point.
Misaligned.
By a mile. Just know what you have available to you and when to use it. And all I'm trying to tell you is how to deploy your resources the best way possible so that you can get to that next level, especially if I've been where you at and I'm just trying to get you to the next space. But again, at this point, I'm just taking a step back, and people will come find me, you know, when it's their season. But when people are ready to hear what I got to say, I don't hold back. I give it to them.
So you taking that step back, did that involve you isolating and removing yourself from the environment?
Prophet's not welcome in his own home, bro. That's what moving to Philly was all about. You know, like I just felt like I wasn't really being received well in my hometown, you know, around people that I grew up with. I feel like people thought I was being flashy or arrogant or selfish or whatnot. So, you know, but then when I left and it forced a different side out of me or whatever, it was just like, it was just necessary. You know, like a lot of people see me a different way based on what other people say. But when they come and talk to me, they realize it's a completely different experience. That's why I can't even really worry about removing myself or who don't want to be around anymore, because I know what I bring to the table. I know what I got to offer. And when I hear what people quarrels are most of the time, I realize it ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
It has more to do with them.
Them, right. Yo, I just want to say this because it's like, man, like some people, like back to the first, I think the first topic we were talking about was like, yo, is everybody made to be entrepreneurial or everybody made to be an entrepreneur? And I really want to say like, it's not, because for the beginning of 2020, bro, like many people don't know, but like I was driving to be around you in Philly. Driving out there, right? Like I would leave whatever little part-time gig I had at the time or whatever I was doing and working on at the time, and I would literally just go just to be around someone that I felt was cut from the cloth that I was cut from, right? And the only person that I knew that was about that was you. Like, and that was like willing to dedicate themselves to it, you know? Because I mean, we got friends, we had friends, we've been in group chats with a lot of people that have tried to move a lot of plays forward, and they haven't really panned out for whatever reasons, for a multitude of reasons, right? Could have been whatever, hidden agendas, attitudes, whatever, power struggles, whatever, right? But in this point in my life, when I was like, yo, again, reading Think and Grow Rich, mastermind group, right? Finding your tribe. I read another book called Tribes, like going to where the people are that you know are like you and that understand you, like going where you're celebrated, not tolerated. Many times, yo, like we're having these, that's a nice hat, by the way, too. Yo, we're having these conversations with people that don't really get where we're coming from. And I'm like, yo, I'm going to have to start removing myself from this environment. Like, I'm going to, not to say remove, not like completely go, but like, I got to start building roots somewhere to show people what they're not getting by misusing my value in this place. You got to bounce. And then when people start seeing you through that tube, or people start seeing you through them lens or on that timeline doing different shit, and then seeing the way how those other people in those outside environments approach you, they're like, whoa, it's a totally different ball game.
Completely.
Totally different ball game. And going out there, being around, like being out in Philly, bro, people don't even realize, bro, I would come out there and the only two places that I would hover around at the first rental prop was the couch and that desk.
Yep.
I was on the couch. I would drive out on a Friday night, be on that couch, and I would wake up, I'll be on that desk, bro. And that's the only two places I needed to be. I ain't need nothing, bro. I literally, bro, I would tell you, bro, I don't need much, bro, in the bathroom, whatever I need.
Bro, that door was open for a lot of people. You were the only one that took advantage.
I know.
And you would just sit 10 feet from me at my desk, at the desk that I used to use or whatnot, and you just made the most of it, bro. And it's
that's
like, yo,
all I needed, bro.
You hollering across the room, like asking questions, and I remember a lot of conversations we had vividly, and I would just answer them.
Right.
It's literally that simple. And then you just came out there, and I just remember, like I said, bro, you've always been different. Even since you was a kid, you remember me. I remember you being one of the more serious younger guys. Like, I didn't know, what you would want to do with yourself, but I always knew it was bigger than basketball. You was good at basketball, but you was never a basketball player. You get what I'm saying? Your pursuit, your focus, it was never, to me, it never looked like basketball. You was into politics, whether you knew it or not, in the 7th grade, bruh. How are you at the high school dealing with us as seniors at 12 years old? I was 16, 17 at the time, and you managed to put yourself in those same rooms, get on the coach's radar, have everybody in the city knowing who you were, then, and they know now. you know, you was always more than a basketball player, dog. Basketball is like that much of who you are. And that's why I always stay on you about it. Like, yo, you're going places. It's up to other people just need to catch up to where you are mentally, but don't you dare slow down. Don't you? Because there's no reason to.
I told you I was a thermostat, bro.
Exactly. Yeah, you told me it was lukewarm, and I when you
I told you
that day that you know you went off that day. That shit gave me chills, bro. That speech gave me chills, man.
I meant it, man. Yo, I meant it. Damn, like, bro, man. I think yo, the lives that we land on follow us. Like we literally walk these paths and we land on who we're supposed to be. Little do we know where we are when we're in it. Exactly. Right? You can never see the full picture while you're in the frame. Never, right? And that's why I think it's like it's so important to have like these candid conversations and these like brutally honest conversations with people that will tell you about yourself. Whether it be good or bad, high or low, win or loss. You got to be able to accept that, yo. And that shit fuels me. That fuels you. Right? A solid entrepreneur, a solid hustler, a solid person that's really trying to go, and a solid person who's a growth junkie, right? Who obsesses about being better, who obsesses about growing the people around them. They don't really want to hear what's always going good. Yeah. I don't give a fuck about the good things are cool. And I'm learning to appreciate them more. Right. But when I do good shit, I invite people in to celebrate them. For all of the birthdays, right, that I've had in the last 4 years, I've been giving and pouring myself into projects that evolve people. Right. I would have on my birthday, I would release web series and I would pay to have an event and bring people in and celebrate this web series that took me 2 years to make with them. And I'm highlighting them on screen. Right, I've done that for the last 3 years, working on the Social Scene 1 and 2, working on all these projects to push the envelope stuff. I would buy shirts and give them away and bring people into my college campus and celebrate this event on my birthday for y'all. Like, that's what it's always been about. And like, it take you to a place of reflection where at least for me, like, it took me to a place of reflection. It's like, yo, damn, this shit never been about you. And it never will be. None of this shit that I'm doing, bro, this platform right here is going to be one of the biggest podcast platforms because you're not going to get one. It's brutally, we're the Black Idea guys, bro. Like, we are them. Like, this platform, man, empowers so many people because you got to understand, like, culture is driven by Black ideas, but no one is bold enough to state exactly what the fuck is going on. And be someone that's reputable and credible enough to deliver these messages.
You just made me expand some of my ideas a little bit more. I'm just taking notes.
Please do.
Because you just changed the whole plan when you said
that. Yo, it's about that platform, man. And what we're doing here, I'm telling you, bro, like, we're breaking ground on something. We're scratching the surface on something that's deeper than whatever we could see, bro. And I'm going to go into now, bro, like, it's important because not only are we Black Idea guys, but, yo, we have exchanged a lot of ideas over time. We've exchanged a lot of value, bro, like a lot of inspiration, a lot of empowerment, a lot of truth has come out of the time that I've known you, bro. A lot of truth, a lot of realization of self, a lot of, like, reflection of self, a lot of questioning myself. And it's like, yo, like, damn, like, searching, a lot of searching. Whole lot of searching after a conversation with Rel, bro. Like, a lot of searching, man. And I think where it lands me to is to ask me, who will I be tomorrow? Right. And I identify myself as something, and we've had a conversation where I've shared this idea with you as to what tomorrow will bring for us. Right. And we hope that is billions.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, we put the work in, right? But I think even at the level that we're operating on, man, you know, all the billionaires say it takes some luck, right? But, you know, luck meets opportunity. When opportunity meets preparation, you get lucky, right? Cool. But we're putting ourselves in those chairs. So tomorrow's billionaire, right? Like, can you see yourself in that light? Like, how do we even bring it to a practical understanding of that? Because many times it's lofty, right? People talk about billions and you ain't Rihanna, Jay-Z, you fucking Kanye West, or, like, you know what I mean, LeBron. it's like when you're not in that chair, it's lofty. It's oh yeah, you talk about billions on social media. And it's like, oh, everyone gets excited, sits up in their chair, but it's like, oh well, that's just manifesting. Right? Like, but to honestly say, yo, tomorrow's billionaire, what feeling does that give you?
Honestly, I think when I think of tomorrow's billionaires, I think more of you than I think of myself. And here's the reason why. I think to be a billionaire, you have to solve a really big problem amongst a whole lot of people. That's not who I am. What I do is I solve small problems, but I solve them a lot. And
more high volume.
Exactly. And my thing is I'm a little more risk averse. I know I say I'm fearless, but you are fearless. Like you'll just go grab an idea and run with it all by yourself. And then you're good at recruiting people, putting the right people around you. And the way that I reinvest capital is the way that you reinvest in people. You get what I'm saying? That's why we balance each other out well. I gotta tell you when you need to focus more on the bottom line. And I learn from you when I see people like, Troy still with you. You know what I mean? And I remember seeing the staff that you had working with you on the social scene and whatnot, and how you had all of those people, in a real good role. Everybody was buying in. But when I get to that point, it's gonna be scary. But I had to unlearn some of the things that I've learned over the years, because what got me here is not going to get me there. So my thing is like, honestly, I'm just going to keep reinvesting, and it could happen. It might not, but that's just never been a focus of mine. Like, honestly, if I'm, at 10 million, I'm straight. You know what I mean? Because I know how to put it back and create a salary off dividends or passive income, stuff like that. I don't need a lot. I'm a simple guy. But by default, like if you just keep cranking out ideas, you keep investing in people, and you keep getting better at that, and then focusing more on the bottom line, I have no doubt in my mind that you can do it, But for me, it's more of a guy like you, and that's my role in your life, to keep you focused, to keep reminding you of that. Because again, we all got to know our strengths and know what's for us and what's not for us. If my net worth is at least 10 million and you're you
good. You good.
I can make a phone call at any point I want.
And I got heat loaded.
That's what I'm saying.
Click, clack.
And that's why I stay on you, man. That's why I stay on you. I don't need all that extra stuff.
Yo, talk about holding.
Holding?
Investments
or what?
Just like HODL. Hold. Like,
so that's what everybody needs to be doing at this point in life. That's a millennial. You're not supposed to be, reaping the benefits of anything you're doing for 10 years, at least. You invest.
But I want the cars, bro. I want the fucking G-Wagon. I want that, bro. Like, damn, yo. Like, my shorty asking for the bag, yo. Like, damn, son. I need it now.
You can be a king for a little while. You could be a prince forever. Like you could rush the process. You can rush and do all those things prematurely, but you won't be able to do them for long.
Yeah.
So in when I hear people say things like I'll make it back or let's get this money, blase blah, all of that stuff, I cringe because I know where they're headed. They're about to speed and crash somewhere. And that's not the mindset. The mindset, I looked at the best performing investments that I've had, and there's been things that I've held and didn't look at. And then when you look up in a few years and the opportunity is there, like for instance, the rental property that I just sold.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. It was my first one. I bought it in 2017, put a lot of work into it. And then, 4 years later, we've got a shortage of real estate out there. And it was an investment that, was doing well for me. I was earning passive off of it, but I just couldn't pass up the opportunity of cashing out and reinvesting into other investments. That investment alone, like it pulled in 6 figures tax free, and now I can reinvest that.
Say that one time, bro.
6 figures tax free.
Tax free, man. What we talking about, bro?
6 figures tax free, man.
Talking about, bro.
And then I reinvest that into some of the best companies in the world. And I could have easily turned around and had a great time. I reinvested every single penny.
And that's discipline.
Yeah.
That our generation, my generation, your generation don't got it. My generation damn sure don't got it, bro. Very few understand, like, yo, to be able to see a lump sum of cash, bro, with your name on it, right? And I to be in a position of seeing a check like the biggest check you've ever seen in your life, yo.
Facts.
And to sit, yo, facts, facts, like, yo, facts. To see that, like, and know that, yo, you're going to sit on. You're not going to sit on it, but you're going to let this. You're going to trust your ability to learn what to do with this, to guide you. It takes a different level of mental strength.
I'm gonna tell you what the key component of that whole transaction was. I closed 3 real estate transactions in a month, and it brought over 6 figures in, right? But because I knew that was coming in, I've been in a notebook for months planning what I was going to do with every single dollar.
You already knew.
Every single dollar.
Right.
So
it technically wasn't a windfall for you because you was already ready.
Oh, Al, it's all strategic. All of the accounts is lined up. Everything, everywhere that everything is going is lined up. The capital outlay was lined up. It wasn't like it just hit me and now I'm sitting on all this cash. I got to figure out, it's going already.
Right.
I knew what to do with it. Everything is set up different companies. Everything was already ready. So it was just a matter of pushing buttons at that point.
So boom. So pretty much you had already built the anticipation, but you saw that check, bro. Where were you at?
I was at the bank.
You was at
ready.
You was at the bank.
I was at the bank, signing it in. A check of that size takes a little while to clear. But all of the accounts had already been set up. All of the LLCs had already been set up. So when the funds settle, I'm just pushing 3, 4, 5 buttons and everything gonna go where it need to go, and I'm back at the drawing board.
So was there any emotional attachment to that money?
Not at all. It was just a check.
That's the thing, yo. I think many times, yo, being a young and pursuing rich young man, the emotional attachment to the money, bro, you can't break it.
Mm-mm.
How could one be able to break that emotional attachment, bro? Like, yeah, and everybody don't got that mental strength, bro. Like, yo, we different, bro. I've accepted it. You've accepted it. We've accepted it. Like, yo, but I want to be able to. I want to stop being looked at as an outlier to my closest friends, because I want to invite them in on understanding it, yo.
Yeah, the closest friends thing. That's tough. Why would you care about that when you got a goal that only you can see? You know what I mean? What I've done to, I guess, desensitize myself to money is I gamified it. Like, to me, money isn't like something that I use for status, clout, or anything like that. To me, it's a sport now. I keep that Mamba mentality. It's a sport. So now for the next 10 years, I'm just playing a sport, and I'm not playing it with my closest friends.
You just keeping score.
Yeah, and exactly. I'm looking at the numbers that they say that the 1% at 31 to 35. I think I seen that on your screensaver.
Mm-hmm.
That 1% from my age group, I just look at that and I just keep score. That's the game that I'm playing. And it's not about anything else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and when you look at money that way and you don't look at it the traditional ways that we were taught to look at it, like it makes you somebody. Money don't make you nobody. I know a lot of corny dudes with money.
Facts.
I know dudes I can't stand being around with money.
Facts.
You know what I mean? I know dudes I don't like talking to about it because of the way that they are. So the way I look at it is like, that's never made me. It's never going to make me. But the only thing it does is provide a little bit of comfort, and it's a game at the end of the day. We live in a capitalistic society. As a grown man, that's a grown man's game. So I'm just playing it to win. So when I see that, I realize, all right, if I'm going to win this game, I got to put my best players in and let them work. And that's all money is to me. They're players that I'm putting on the floor to win a game for me. So for the next 10 years, my little soldier's going to be out there working, you know?
What is the riskiest thing you've tried to do with some funds? Like, I mean, I know you said, like, you identify me to be a little bit more risk averse, but you take risks though. I've seen you take risks, and I know, like, you've tested the water. You've dipped the toe in a couple different spaces. We've dipped the toe in a couple different spaces. Matter of fact,
that was the worst.
We could go into that right now. I think that's the best segue to get into that, man. We almost risked our lives dipping his toe. Damn it.
We ain't giving him no more credibility. Nah, he getting no pub today, but that was clearly the
that
worst
one.
investment.
But even a situation where we invested in in 2 individuals.
Oh yeah.
Where we felt like yo, we could be out here on some Coach K. We make a long story short, not even try to bounce around the bush. We were managing 2 artists.
Yeah.
And like, you know, I mean, Rel, I leaned on you for that.
Yeah.
Because this was back at the time where I was from the couch to the desk out in Philly. I was from Jersey to Philly, Philly to Jersey, back and forth. Like, I'm gonna say one thing too, bumping Meek in Philly different, yo. Riding through Philly, bumping Meek, a whole different sandwich, bro.
Yeah,
That's a whole different ball game, bro.
Yeah.
Real talk. It hit different, bro. And that was when championships just dropped.
Yeah.
When championships, yo, when championships just
respected
dropped,
game?
bro.
Oh, you couldn't tell me.
Yo,
nothing.
it was like, when I was riding through, and I had the old whip. Man, my shit was kind of busted. This was before I had the inf. You know what I'm saying? So them, you know what I mean? Like I was getting through them streets. I mean, my shocks wasn't the best, but yo, I was blasting that Meek, and yo, it was just like the knowing that I'm coming to be around my kind.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like to me. I'm coming to be around my kind. I'm coming to be around someone that that gets me, that I feel like, I'm like, I felt unstoppable when I was around you, dog. Real talk. I was like, like I got a secret. I felt like dead ass. I had a fucking strap that I was like, like I'm protected. I'm good. Like not even on no like physical. It was just like the intellectual armor that was possessed between us both.
Yeah.
Was like, and people that we met just knew it.
Mm-hmm.
All the people that we met, people you introduced me to out there.
I remember we went to that rap award show.
Oh,
with the artist that we were managing.
Yep.
Bro, you lined them up like 4 interviews in like 30 minutes.
I swim in that water. I know.
That's not me.
Yeah,
you get what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
When somebody come talk numbers to them, all right, send them my way.
Right.
But walking into like that's why you gotta know your strengths. You gotta know, and I knew like as far as media, networking, all that. That's Al all day. It was easy to make that phone call.
Let me tell the people about Rel showed up to a hip hop award show suited like to the nine. To the nine, man. Like, man. And you know, and protected as well. Very protected as well. Like, I mean, you got your gun license.
Yeah.
Which is like, very, very.
Wasn't playing.
You was not playing.
It's still Philly.
It's still Philly. So we was protected. We was good. Like I was good. And I mean, hey, I ain't carry no strap on me. Hey, if we need to come, we good.
Yeah,
so we down there, we representing our talent. And like we're in this atmosphere, man. So we depart. You know, I mean, we letting the boys go, run, do what they do. You know, like politic in that atmosphere. That's where they from. That's what they do. We're working the room, right? We're sharks in this landscape. We're sharks in this water. We're seeing what opportunity realize at, At some point, I see a mob of people running, bro.
It's Philly, bro.
It's Philly, dog. Philly, dog. What street was we on? That downtown? Was that like Center City area?
We was in Center City. It was at one of these halls. I forget the name of it.
We was out there, bro, and I seen this mob of people just run past me like this, and I'm trying to pull the twins to get them an interview. Like, it was like a photo shoot with some outlet, some media outlet, and like I just see people running, and I hear these pow, pow, pow. And in my mind, dead ass, the first thing I'm thinking is like, where the fuck is Rel? I'm like, where's Rel at, I'm like, where Rel got me in right now? I'm like, where does this dude got me in? Where am I at right now? What is going on? Like, So then I see the twins. They asking me like, where Rel at? I'm tripping now. Like, so now I see this dude, Rel, jacket. I'm talking about, Rel got the suit, shirt, and his shirt was still tucked. I see Rel just kind of like coasting, like, I'm good. We out. From that day, bro, I'm telling you, man, to say that I got shot at with you will make you forever my brother,
Fact.
To God,
We made it out of there.
We made it out of there, bro. Not too many geniuses, not too many black idea guys, not too many shrewd businessmen, right? Not even the ones that are more popularized in the industry can say that they've had an experience where they got shot at trying to stand down and promote artists in a business opportunity like that, bro. Very, very few could say that, bro.
Facts.
You know, luckily they wasn't shooting directly at us, but we were in the vicinity where shots was being licked off, bro.
Yeah, and it wasn't a lot of space in there.
It was very tight. Them shits could have pinged off somewhere, and like, bro, shit could have gotten bad, yo. Like, it was a
Real
mob
bad.
of people out in Philly, man. We didn't know where them shots was coming from, you know. But yo, we endured that, man.
We did. We was riding around in one of the most dangerous cities in the United States of America together, trying to make plays, bro. But that's how it gets sometimes.
Facts, bro.
You know?
Facts, bro. And at the time, I'm talking about, bro, the ambition that you took, because I've been in music management situations, right? Like, I've toured with artists. I've been, shout out to Keys, like, I've toured with artists. I've been able to work in spaces where I know the landscape, right? So it was foreign to you. So you were although you brought the talent, you saw the influence because they were boots on the ground and you had just moved to Philly, and you was like, yo, y'all think they could do it. Yo, I see the way the people like them, yo. Like, I see how the girls gravitate to these dudes, yo. Like, yo, I see how the people, yo, Al, they might have some. And you pull me in.
Bruh, I went to Chick-fil-A with them dudes one day.
Bro, they're superstars.
What the fuck? Bruh,
Superstars, yo.
I took him to get a burger and some fries from Chick-fil-A one day.
Right.
Bruh, it was nuts in there. The women behind, the girls behind the counter recognized who they was immediately. We couldn't even eat in peace, and they wasn't even there yet. You get what I'm saying?
Here's why you're even such a good person, right? Because you discovered them on the court playing basketball.
Yep.
You feel me?
Yep.
And you was like, yo, and you was trying to take him under the wing just as a bigger brother.
Yo, I was working them out at 6 a.m. because I saw that they both had talent. They
Right.
both was at a JUCO at the time. And then one of them put a song on called Mashed Potatoes. And that joint was hitting.
You
I
was,
was like, yo,
right.
who
You was
is this?
calling me about this song called Mashed Potatoes.
Yo, I'm like, who
Yo,
is this? And they like, yo, that's us. And I'm like, what? And then they like, yo, it's us. And they started playing us more. They started playing me more music. And then I went to their Instagram for the first time. I saw the following. I saw the vision that they had for themselves. They were both 6'7" apiece. One was 6'7", one was 6'9". They were twins. You know, they had the whole theme going. And I'm
Like, when you walk in the room, you can't avoid these guys.
You
Tatted
can't.
loose.
Can't miss them.
Like, the blonde hair. You know what I'm saying?
Can't
Like,
miss 'em.
they were literally the prototypical, like, industry plant.
Exactly. And as soon as I seen him, I said, there's one man that knows what to do with this. And his name is Alan Brown.
He called me up.
Called him up. You got to come out here, bro, because this is the play. You know, things didn't work out the way that we wanted to.
It wasn't our fault, though, to be honest with you.
It wasn't. But, you know, I had the
We take
people.
responsibility, though. I take
Yeah.
responsibility, but, like, you know, but it was not our fault. But we guys, we're gonna take it. We're gonna take responsibility. When the team wins, it's the players. When the team lose, you blame the coach.
Exactly.
But our players just was not on the same page
Yeah.
for whatever their hidden agendas were. But
I think they were just, you know, they were just young. They didn't understand. Like, honestly, loyalty in the entertainment industry, it gets like overlooked a lot.
Yeah.
You know, like my first license professionally was a FIBA sports agent. So I'm licensed to send people to play professional basketball overseas. And I learned very quickly, like, the more, like, loyalty means nothing in that business. Like, people are going to go where they think they have the most opportunity, and that usually follows behind materialistic things or, you know, certain relationships, and it's never about the guy who's going to be there for you no matter what.
Right.
That gets you nowhere in that business if it's not followed by dollars or relationships or clout.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got those things, you're going to have a hard time in those industries. And, you know, I kind of knew that could have happened, but I just didn't think it wouldn't in that situation. But we gave it a shot. We learned some things.
So from managing talent to from being at PwC to from being from Plainfield, man, from being from Plainfield to, you know, graduating from this town, being able to travel and attend school in Connecticut, like being a part of the social media generation, getting shot at, working with talent, doing shit you don't know, like inspiring people, you know, losing friends, you know, gaining brothers, like being selfless, walking this path alone. All of these things that we've spoken about, bro, like it really like brings me to a place of like I know we mentioned Kobe Mamba mentality, yo, but I really have I fuck with Kobe, but with everything that we're saying, man, like it comes from this spirit of one person that I really like. Not to say I idolize a person, but I really, really respect the person and their selflessness to be an individualistic thinker. That person is Dame Dash.
Oh wow.
I really fuck with Dame, bro.
Yeah.
I really fuck with Dame.
His
bro.
Breakfast Club interview changed my life.
Bro. How can it not?
Oh my goodness, that interview don't get enough credit, bro. I could watch. It's like an hour and some change. I could watch that every week for the rest of my life, bro. Seriously, it was so powerful to hear that message or whatnot, and just to hear him just trying to put people on game. It might come off aggressive, and he's just another one of those dudes that people just don't understand,
bro. DJ Envy was not ready to wake up and be punched in the face.
But look at him
by
ever
those
since.
words. Yeah,
look at him ever since.
Look at him ever since. Look at Envy now. Like, look at Envy now. Yo, and salute to Envy too, because I used to actually work with DJ Envy, man. Like that time I spent funny enough, I spent a lot of time at iHeartMedia. You know what I'm saying? At one point, I remember, we were, myself, and a few other of our colleagues were in a group chat. And at that point, I've always been the youngest person in our cohort, right? Always. And any friend group, any growth friend group that I've tried to be in, I've always been like the youngest. And I appreciate you guys for even allowing me in and like allowing me to grow through my mistakes and a lot of shit that we try to do and pull off. Niggas wanted to make me work at Arby's. I wasn't doing that.
It was Chick-fil-A. Yo,
I know.
You gonna stop saying?
I'm gonna stop saying it. We gonna air it. We gonna air it out right here, bro. We gonna air it out right here, right now.
We had a plan to open.
How long ago? We gotta let them know how long ago this was. This was like
2015.
2015, now, 6 years ago.
Listen to all of the ideas that we had in that group. One was a Chick-fil-A. Of which we would have
6 years ago.
We would have to have had one person of the group be an actual manager. That was one of the requirements to open a Chick-fil-A.
I was stubborn.
Exactly. Think about what that Chick-fil-A will be doing right now.
I was stubborn.
Another one of the investments, simply Bitcoin. Just take our money, pull it into an investment, and buy Bitcoin every month. Then the other one, we was going to get into stocks as well. Now, just off those first two investments alone, Chick-fil-A and Bitcoin. Back in 2015, Bitcoin 10x'd itself last year alone.
Facts.
So imagine if we was investing from 2015 all the way into then, because Bitcoin went on a mean run in 2017. That's why you got to hold the investments for the 10-year period.
Punching myself in the head.
You see what I'm saying?
Punching myself in the head.
But now we've got the experience to know. Look, invest early. You just have to invest early, deal with all of the news from the media, all the backlash or whatnot, and just be comfortable in your investment and hold it. You have to hold the investment, because if we would have did anything we said we was going to do, like the second time around, we went Bitcoin, we was thinking Chick-fil-A, we was thinking a logistics company through Amazon.
Yep.
What else? I think that was...
real estate was always...
Oh, yeah, real estate for sure.
Real estate.
Look at everything that I just said. Real estate, all-time highs. Bitcoin last year, all-time high. Chick-fil-A, come on. You ever see that line on any given day of the week?
Given day, any time of the day.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
So now you're looking at all of that and looking at all of the time that we had to invest in that stuff, getting it early, figure out all of that stuff. Look at where we be sitting right now.
Ask me to ask. Yo, it's crazy.
Ask me that. You're not putting no plate on the camera, bro.
Oh, yeah, I ain't putting no... Yeah, my bad, brother. Like... I'm gonna keep smoking. I just didn't want to. Yeah.
Cigars is different than L's. You can let them do that.
Hey man. Yo, man. Like, in those plays we was making, bro. Like, it's sort of like it made me most uncomfortable because I'm a camaraderie kind of guy, right? I just want to bring niggas together. That's all, bro. That's all I really want to do. That's all I really want to do. I just really want to bring people together, man, in dope ways that will open up our palette and show people outside of that we can do it. Falling short in so many of those groups that we had, bro, it's defeating. And it only proves the societal point that, like, black men it's like I hate to even say it on this platform, like, but it's like, yo, black men can't really work together, and not that they can't, but the reluctancy for black men to work together is so high. It's like it's so much resistance to be successful with a group of young, talented, ambitious black men. Like, why could we never really get those things clicking, bro? We would be sitting different. Like, we sitting all right.
One, everybody want to be the man in those situations, and two, if you look growing up, they only really show us room for one at a time. You get what I'm saying? Like, in the league, it's LeBron right now, even though there are a lot of great
Giannis
players.
and all these guys,
you
right?
Get what I'm saying?
There
can only be one. That used to be something that I said all of the time because I learned that growing up. Like, everybody can't be the man. Like, growing up, you have to be the guy or you're nothing. That's why so many guys end up hating on each other. You don't see that in other cultures. There's like this one particular industry right now where I see like 4 or 5 guys doing the same exact thing in the same town. And it's just like, why don't y'all just come together like they do, create a conglomerate or whatnot, and service the whole state? You get what I'm saying? Like, just use your time and your efficiency a lot better. But everybody is so busy trying to be that one of one, that they don't realize that Square, like Amazon, PayPal, all of the companies that we use on a daily basis, they have boards.
Right.
You know what I mean? They have dozens of people that work together, dozens of shareholders that come together to make these things successful. And they don't care about who really gets the credit. They only care that it's a successful organization.
It's successful, right?
You know what I mean? So it's just like when people really start, and I don't know how it's going to happen because, you know, in media they do a good job at pitting us against each other, but I don't really see how it's going to change. But it's just guys like us that, you know, we just still got to have a conversation and be truthful about it and be honest about the way that it feels. You know, we don't come from much, so it's just like soon as we get on, we want everybody to know that it's us. And that's why I'm usually reluctant to go into business with other black men at this point, because I don't know who's going to sink the ship because they're not the captain. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And not a lot of people, you know, are willing to take a back seat when they're not qualified to do something. I'm quick to do that, but it also took me some time to get comfortable with myself and like be comfortable where I am to be able to do that. So I can't rush other people to that spot.
Right.
You know what I mean? I wasn't always that way either. But over time, as I start to accumulate more and be comfortable about what I have, now I care more about the success of a project than people knowing that I'm on it. I used to want to put my name on everything. Mm-hmm. Now I don't want to put my name on nothing. You know, I don't even want people to know that I'm involved with it. You get what I'm saying?
Because that more liability for lawsuit.
Exactly.
And so many bullshit that can happen.
Exactly.
So much bullshit that can happen.
So now I'm out of there with all of that stuff. So I'd rather play the background and just cut checks. You get what I'm saying? I don't even want it to be something that is known that I'm doing unless it'll help for marketing or something like that I'm affiliated. Other than that, I just like to play the background. You know what I mean?
Yo, so, yeah, I wholeheartedly agree. Yo, like, inspiration is a big thing for us, and like, you know what I mean, certain platforms that are out there that expose some business plays that some people in the industry that are higher up that are maybe, you know, pushed into that limelight. What are some plays that you recently saw that you're like, yo, that's a play, that's a tactical play that person made, that this industry titan made, or this, even if it's someone that it's unknown, right? Because people only want to glorify the people that are millions of followers, but it's dudes that are at the ground floor that are making plays, dog. Plays in sectors. Like, yo, I got dudes. My social media is now tailored and chiseled to only see guys like us. And these dudes don't got millions of followers. Many times, these dudes follow more people than follow them. They're not the more popular figures, but when you look at the plays, I'm talking about guys that own oil wells, guys that own chain stores, guys that own billboards, guys that own real estate heavy, bro, guys that own, bro, like I know a guy that owns, you know, weed farms, marijuana farms. I know guys that are, that I know a kid, not even a kid, I know a gentleman. I'm going to give this dude his just due respect, bro. This dude is 23, 24 years old, and he has mall kiosks selling shoe cleaners across the state of New Jersey. He's been doing this shit since he was 16. He is beating them over the head, bro. Killing killing it. And those are the types of people that I want to be a part of my mastermind group, my circle, right? Dudes that's killing it. Just in opportunities that we walk past every single day that we don't even know. This is owned by someone just like you, and you can own this shit too, right? We walk in the mall all the time. We see all these vendors, but people only look at the Gucci's, the Chanel's, the LVM, the Louis, right? And we go to the clubs. We look at the fucking Moets, the Hennessy's, the Cirocs. Those things are so far removed from our reach. So far removed from our reach. And it's like, the reality of us bringing these things to ourselves is so hard, bro. But when a guy comes forth to produce a brand like Dap Collectors, Dap Collectors could be the biggest thing since sliced bread, right? And it's like, yo, it don't gotta be no foreign myth as to who owns it. I just want to be able to find those plays. Like, what plays are you seeing, or what plays that have jumped off the page to you?
Right now, so when I look at plays, like, honestly, when you got your big name people, celebrities, and people that
shout out to Rihanna.
Yeah, people like that or whatnot. But you got to realize, like, to me, they're all just companies. Companies that people.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen, bro.
Companies that people own shares in. So I spend a lot of time just looking at and evaluating companies that we use and we make use of every single day, breaking down their numbers, and then looking at how the public and how society view those companies, so I could see what stage we're at in the game. So, like, let's say right now, airlines are getting crushed because of the Delta variant. We might get shut down again. But within that industry, there are plays to be made. Boeing creates the jets. You know what I mean? That's where, your American Airlines, United Airlines, the government goes and buys their crafts from. So it's like, you look at that, you see that the price is beaten down. You see that the company is a little undervalued right now, but once the economies or the world gets back to normal in maybe 5, 6, 7, 8 years time, now would be a good time to invest. So now I just spend a lot of time just investing where other people are afraid of.
Yeah.
We're finding where the fear is at, but there's still value there. And now that's getting me to the next level of my investment career. So now I'm looking at a lot of stuff that has a lot of growth potential, like a lot of industries that are emerging, like Fiverr, for instance. Like, I've been spending a lot of time diving into companies like that, the gig economy.
The gig economy,
yeah.
big,
So
big.
you look at Fiverr and you think it's really just you buying into vendors or whatnot, but Fiverr handles all of the secondary stuff too. They handle your negotiations. They make the people sign the contract on their platform. They do quality control, make sure the work is there. They looking at ratings, reviews. I'm looking at Airbnb, how they're shifting the travel industry or whatnot. When people go somewhere nowadays, they look at Airbnb before they go to Booking.com or before they go to Expedia,
right,
just to check out and see if you can get a swanky play before you go get a basic one.
Yep.
So you got to look at things that are disruptive, what people aren't paying attention to, what people might be afraid of right now. And then if you know that there's intrinsic value there and there's really not a way for people to get around this eventually, invest. Those are the plays that I look for right now. Those are the ones that are jumping off the paper for me. And then you've got your standard plays and whatnot that might not double every year, but they're still going to be around forever. Apple, Microsoft, Facebook, Google, all of these verticals. Google owns YouTube. You get what I'm saying? Like, all of these different things. Google running ads. You could actually shop on Google itself now. When you start looking at all of those plays and making sense of them all and just seeing how well these companies are performing, like, these dudes are LeBron in this. You get what I'm saying?
They're LeBron in this.
They produce triple doubles every single year. Just invest, bro. And those are the plays that I really look for. And I just park everything in those type of companies. Cryptocurrency as well right now. It's starting to creep back up, but I don't care about that because I'm in it for the long run. I'm no longer investing just to see a quick buck. I'm investing so I could look at my account when I'm 40, God willing, and say, okay, this is what I did. Now I can go make a big time investment.
Facts.
Because when I come back to real estate, bro, I'm not coming back. So when we play Monopoly, right? You ever notice that when you play Monopoly, like, you buy the one-off properties, right? In the beginning, you buying them for leverage. That's what I realized that I was doing in real estate. I was buying properties for leverage because I buy one here, buy one there. But in Monopoly, how do you really make money?
You buy multiple.
You buy multiple ones on the same block, and once you get that full color, you start building on that. That's the equivalent of buying a block. something similar to sorts. So I took the properties that I had, used them for leverage, got my cash up. Now I'm investing in the stocks to get it to a point where I come back. Now I'm going into markets where I could buy those blocks. When you buy those blocks, it's a lot more that you can do, because now if I own 10 properties that are 3 beds, 2 baths in the same neighborhood, and I start improving them all, I'm really controlling that market.
Controlling the market.
So why would I continue to buy one here, one there, one here, one there? My whole strategy has changed to when I come back, be more of a tycoon about it. Like have $1 million to start with. So you use 20% of your money in real estate. You start with $1 million.
Y'all won't get this game nowhere else.
Yeah,
just saying, yo. You not, bro.
Yeah, you start with $1 million. The banks will let you work with 5 because they only want you to put down 20%. What will you be able to buy with $5 million rather than just one, or just buying them one off? That's why I want to come back completely different the next time, and I'm just trying to identify these plays in the stock market right now. So that's where my mind is. Remember when I was depositing that check? It seemed like a drop in the bucket because I know where I'm trying to go.
You know where you're trying to go.
Yeah, it was a drop in the bucket compared to where I'm trying to go. It wasn't much at all.
Where you're gonna get where you're going.
Exactly. So now I just have to let that do what it do. And in the meantime, I'm still working, still own my companies. I'm still generating more, but I'm letting that do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
So when I come back to real estate, I come back completely different.
Your soldiers in the battlefield.
Exactly.
Yo, I have one more question, man. We've reached the what I'm gonna say is, not, it ain't a finish line, bro. This is a never ending conversation. But I think the reality situation is, man, we got to bring it back to a level of understanding of where everyone really is right now, right? And everything is on social media. Can it be done without it? Can we do what we want to do without social media?
You asking me? I would say, that's tough, man.
It's tough, right?
It's tough because social media generates like so much business for me at this point that I would say like I'd be a fool not to make use of it. So I used to be on the fence to move in silence and all. Nah,
right.
Social media.
Does that even exist? Does privacy exist now?
No,
right?
No, because if somebody gonna market you, they're gonna jump on Instagram and do it. They're gonna jump on Facebook and do it. Nobody's doing it hand to hand. And how long would that even take? You know what I mean? So I would say like you might be able to get away with it if your network includes those of the ultra wealthy, where one phone call, one conversation can change your life. But if you're getting it out the mud, use social media.
Yo, I know a dude. I know some guys. I know 2 guys that are very like elite wealthy, right? One dude has an annual event that brings out 170,000 people. Guess how many followers he got on Instagram?
How many?
10. And guess how many followers the brand page for the event actually has?
How many?
Less than 400. And I think it's private.
Wow.
I don't know how, but this is the event that's been going on for like 30 years. So like he's figured out a formula, and I'm pretty sure like his process might be like email marketing, or people got to realize there are other promotional vehicles out there that don't involve a timeline on social media and shucking and jiving and seeing fat asses all the time on the gram next to your nicely curated promotional post or your flyer. It's like, it's so much distraction sometimes, yo. And I had this idea one time of even creating a platform where you take marketing and promotion off of social media, and you like allow influencers to build in a different lane, and you could let the influencers do all the promotional shit, but like you take the promotion off of that. You handle the business elsewhere, and you just let the shuck and jive happen on social, on the timeline. But like yo, like I don't know, man. Like it's such a thin line.
What type of skill set would it take to be able to get an event with 170,000 people there without social media?
It really would. You would have to have access to the newspapers. You would have to without social media. Yeah, but also the demographic of the event. The demographic of the event is a large Caucasian family vibes. So. And they pull major sponsorship, right? That's an event structure. I know a lab, right, that I work closely with, $1 billion company, bro. Like they had one post on Instagram, page looks terrible. And I was even trying to say, like, yo, listen, I mean, I'm doing business with y'all, whatever, but, like, you know, like, can I manage your social at least? I mean, but they like, yo, we don't need, why? At this point, why? I mean, bro, we're billionaires. Our company's doing very well. I'm like, yo, how are you doing this, bro? And realistically, man, a lot of that shit is old money.
I was about to say that.
A lot of it is old money, man. New money needs new promotion. New money needs new vehicles. New money needs new money. I mean, and here's where I think now the Black Idea Guy platform really amplifies is like, yo, new money requires PR stunts, a lot of stunting. Not stunting for like gloating, but it's like a lot of like poking at these audiences. A lot of like, oh damn, like I shared a video about that, where a friend of mine actually was on his first camping trip, and he sends me this video. I didn't really even know the power of the product that I'm pushing, like, and I didn't know how. I knew the efficacy, how effective the contents of the product were to do what we're doing, which is hand sanitize your hands, but the multifunctionality of the product to show how beneficial the product is in a way that's sort of PR stunt like. This dude didn't have, one of my good friends, he didn't have a lighter, and they went camping in West Virginia. They are now, him and his family, him and his people, whoever he's out there with, you know, they're making, in camping, you're out there in this environment, you're in a fucking reservation somewhere, and if to get the full camping experience, you kind of got to tune out yourself from electronics, from the world, right? You want to isolate yourself and enjoy the people you're with in camping environments. So they put some burgers, hot dogs, chicken, whatever, on this little foil shit. They couldn't light it. And like, they realized that they had some form of smoke. They've created some form of smoke, but they couldn't like amplify the flame. So he's like, yo, shit. Like, yo, like, DAP contains 70% ethanol alcohol. He starts to use our direct action spray bottle to light this fire. I read the book Contagious, right?
Me too.
In the book Contagious, they give the one example of the blender and how they wanted to market and promote the blender.
Golf balls or whatnot, or whatever they put in.
And they were putting shit in this blender that wasn't food.
Yeah.
To show the effectiveness of the product. PR stunt, man. We think, okay, this is a moment to be able to show how great of a product and how effective of a product we have.
That's brilliant.
People like Kanye West also understand what knows. Kanye does it very well.
Oh yeah.
Very, very, very well, bro.
That's brilliant.
He is just pulling. He is fucking Noah leading people into this ark, bro. Like he's doing it so well with this Donda drop, yo. I love it, bro. I love it, bro. I love it, yo. And people are confused because they're not seeing the game. They're playing the wrong game. But people don't understand, yo. It's all about just like, it's not about like, it's no malice into it. It's manipulation, though. Strategic manipulation. It's about bringing the formula for going viral. If there was anything that I would say that is a fact that I've learned over time is studying this shit, bro. Like the immutable laws of branding, read that. The immutable laws of marketing, read that, right? Out of all those things, bro, emotion is the formula. If you can tug on people's emotional strings and you can like pull on their hearts, that's why cats do so well on the internet. Everyone loves cats, right? If you could find ways to build in emotional attachment to the things that you're doing with people, bro, they will love you forever. And they won't know why they love it. But their hearts are telling them and triggering their brain to say, yo, you need this. You want this, right? And at the same time, it's also about selling something that's bigger than just the tangible, right? Selling something that's bigger than just, aloe extract, lemongrass extract product. Selling something more than, just tax preparation services. You're selling convenience you're selling assurance. You're selling protection. You're selling comfort, right? Like I'm selling culture. I'm selling culture, dog. So when you say stuff like, yo, Al, like, yeah, you know, you could be a billionaire because you're doing these big, grandiose things. It's like, nah, I just attach myself to things that are not really able to pull down. You can't really pull down these things. I had this one goal of trying to make a brand that was as big as the NCAA. Imagine that, bro. NCAA been around for years, bro. Every year, bro, that tournament bringing billions in many sports, televised. To build a brand that's as large as the NCAA, you'll probably never achieve that in your life, right? But if you start thinking on that scale, you're going to move different, bro. You're going to do different, bro. You're going to produce different, bro. Everything changes. Of course, and I've been trying to do a lot of things, bro. I've made shows. I've managed talent. I've made clothing. I've done a lot of different things. But I realized that when you start tapping into categories that are bleak to the community and the environment that you're from, you start knocking on doors where people that are on looking at, like, your community got to approach you totally different when they see that, you pulling down shit that they don't have no access to doing. And you're the first, right? Like, the first to market, always the first of the immutable laws of branding is, be first. The first person. Coca-Cola will always be remembered. No matter how many colas you see on the shelf next to it, Coca-Cola will always be remembered as the first, as the one that's recognizable. First, bro, be the first. And I always try to be this pioneer. I used to tell myself, if it's not disruptive, I ain't doing it. If it ain't, bro, if it's been done before, I ain't doing it, right? I'm not going to do it in the way how it's been done. A lot of people just jump into the ring to make a cookie cutter carbon copy of the same shit over and over and over and over again. And that's why it's not inspiring, right? Like, people, I've been blessed to have the capacity to do things for myself that inspire other people. Because all I'm really doing is just pouring my heart into the shit that I want to see in the world. That's it. That's all we doing, bro. That's all I'm really doing, bro. That's like, and it's not easy. For me, it's just more or less, it's like I'm having fun. And, I could really say I've been able to find the kid in me again, doing these things. This is just me just running on the playground. Dead ass, making shows, pulling my hair out about how to make these things perfect, how to be able to pull people in and make them feel like they're a part of these things and make them a part of these things, and like communicate myself in a certain way, changing the way how I speak, bro. When I left Plainfield to go to Connect, I wasn't talking like this. I mean, I was sharp, but I wasn't a blade. I wasn't an axe, nigga. Like, nah. It wasn't like this, bro. But dude, like, I just know, like, dog, in order to really make generational impact, man, you got to come back and you got to be different. Different in whatever you identify that shit to be. Different in whatever you think, being a multi-potentialite talent, right? Like, they say, it's like, I think there's a quote, I might have sent it to you on Gram or some shit. It's like, the longer form comment to saying being a jack of all trades but a master of none. It's like, I think the tail end of that a lot of people don't say is like, many times the jack of all trades is better than a master of one. It's the Fendi, it's a fact, bro. So, like, and many times it takes for you to find yourself juggling a lot of these different things to really land on what you really love to do, bro. How many ventures, bro? I got a list, right? Beyond the fact of being someone who can like, I can name a brand very well. I've named a couple of your brands. I've named a couple of your Instagram accounts. Mm-hmm. Proudly.
Facts.
Right? But, like, doing these things, like, I got a list of all the ideas I've tried in the last 9 years, bro. 44 brands. 44 different brands I tried to, like, press out, and I've actually taken leaps to flesh them out in some form, some way, shape, or form. So where I am now is no fluke, bro. It's no fluke, bro. I was bound to strike fire on something, and just so happens that this is the one that's catching the most heat right now. That You know what I mean? It connects everybody. Dap, man. Come on, you some dap, man. Feel me? And it's to the point now where when people think of that action, it's gonna burn them in their brain that there's a product on the market that does that.
Yeah.
That speaks to that and keeps that culture alive in a time where the world was saying, don't touch, don't get close, detach, break apart, clear free of people. Pulling on those emotional strings, man, is what we got to do, bro. And I know the last question I had asked you was about social media, bro, but like I think that's where we pull up on this conversation and like we hover around this right here, man. It's like, at the end of the day, it's all from love. You love what you do. It shows.
True.
You wake up at 3 a.m. in the morning because you love what the fuck you do, bro. Niggas not waking up at 3 a.m. to do nothing that they don't want to do.
True.
You know what I'm saying? And like it's such a I'm getting chills even saying this shit right now because like, bro, at the end of the day, bro, P. Diddy just changed his name to Love. Imagine that, bro. Did Puffy I'm talking about the human form of reinvention is Sean Combs. In human form, this man has reinvented himself for decades and decades and decades and he's gonna continue doing that. He's been doing that. When I watch interviews about when people talk about him, like, Diddy understands that constant reinvention and like, that shit is what he loves to fucking do. To the point now where he's identifying himself as Love. But of course, like I follow the back ends of it. I follow the team around him. Mm-hmm. So you see the people that are pushing him in this direction. Like shout out to one dude. I really want to say his name on my platform too. I need to get him on here. His name is Julian Mitchell. Sharp. That's Diddy's guy. I do my research to know these people, right? Shout out to Julian Mitchell. All things Mitch on the gram. Y'all want to follow him. I hope he gets some followers off this shit too. But like, yeah, man. It's a lot of that, bro. And at the end of the day, man, we gonna cap this from love, man. But what do you love?
You add something to the end of that. I love a lot of things.
What will you pour? What will you pour love into, right? What will you pour your love into that's gonna lead you to where you see yourself being in the next 10, 15, 20 years until you decide your finish line?
Well, I feel like every day I wake up and try to pour financial empowerment into people that otherwise didn't think that they can have it. Because when I talk to most people, if they tell me their top 3 problems, usually money can solve all 3 of them. And that's why everywhere I go, I look at what people are going through, try to understand their problems, and I just try to help them solve them through commerce, financial empowerment, showing them how to create more opportunity, not even about as much about saving as much anymore. It's more about just creating opportunities for themselves and seeing opportunities around them and making the most of it. Everybody doesn't necessarily have what it takes here today to be an entrepreneur, but everybody is running a business, whether they like to believe it or not. Mm-hmm. And it's when they wake up and realize that is when the actual change and the empowerment actually starts to, take effect. So I just try to wake that up in people everywhere I go. Some people come to me, they're already chiseled and they just need to fine tune, and some people need to be put all the way together. Some people need to be shown what they are. And that's what I take passion in. Like just taking people, looking at their situations and just making it better. That's honestly what gets me up every day. And the better that, I've been positioning myself, the more time it gives me to actually do that and create better products and be able to do it on a wider or much larger scale. So that's pretty much what I love at this point, putting people in better positions and getting them to see what potential lies within and how they can use that to change their lives financially. Because after you financially stabilize yourself, there isn't much you can't accomplish after that. Most people are operating from a point of survival. And you can't date while you're in a point of survival. You can't really thrive when you're in a point of survival because your mind is constantly on like, how I'm going to make today work.
Keep my head above that water.
Exactly. And my goal is like really to get people out of that mindset and get people out of that place, because it goes back to love. How you really know you love somebody if you need them to live? You get what I'm saying?
Woo!
If it's all going to come back to love, let's be real. If you moved out of your mom crib and you moved right into with somebody else because you couldn't afford to do it by yourself, you don't love that person, or you don't know if you love that person because y'all need each other.
Right.
That's why people get on and then they change.
Mm-hmm.
They get on and then they go find somebody different. Y'all wasn't in love. Y'all was passing the time because y'all couldn't afford to do this by yourselves. Financial empowerment is the key or the solution to a lot of the problems that we deal with, especially as black people. Like, once we start solving those problems, making moms stop needing to work 3 jobs and making dads not feel so much economic pressure to provide so much and have to do so much that they're working so much that they're stressed, their health goals, cortisol levels are through the roof, can't really spend time at home with the kids the way they're supposed to do, the way they're supposed to. Once all of that stuff starts to change, we'll see our communities improve, which is why I spend so much time, because I was there. You working all the time, just trying to figure out how you going to do stuff, how you going to make stuff work. And then once you actually start to do it and you get more time back, everything around you improves. I love where I'm at in life right now. Mm-hmm. I love it. I got the right friends around me. Even the people I don't speak to as much anymore don't even bother me. I'm happy. One, I know that my family is taken care of. I know we ain't worried about having nothing to eat. So I can go out there and, pursue my passions and help other people do the same thing. So I agree with you. Love is the most important thing. But my role in helping us get in there is to get people to stop focusing on how to survive. Like, we need to understand that very early and need to start understanding that all of us are capable of much more than survival. Check to check.
The pandemic showed a lot of that.
Mm-hmm.
The pandemic woke a lot of niggas up.
We'll see. I think the pandemic hindered us in a way. Because, my daughter's 17 now, and she went to go apply for jobs this past week, because I wanted to, get some more responsibility. And she's getting hired everywhere she goes. 17. She's getting hired everywhere she go, bro. Barely got an interview. They telling her to bring her paperwork, like, when she comes in the interview. Like, no matter what she say, she's getting a job. You know why? Because people are on unemployment. And while people are on unemployment, they don't want to work. Point blank, period. And since they don't want to work, all of these jobs are open. When you go through the mall or anywhere, just look up. Look at the signs. I walked through Dick's yesterday or whatever at the mall, and right there, as soon as you walk in, on the spot hiring. Ask to speak to a manager with your application. They taking you without even no interview. Nobody's working. And then in 10 weeks or whatever, when this stuff ends or whatnot, then you'll see who was really impacted by it. Because now people going to go from having, it was meant to get everybody back dependent again, relying upon the government. And it worked on the people it's supposed to work on, So we'll see in about 9 weeks. Because, some people, the people that did what they were supposed to do business-wise, yeah, you got the loans or whatnot. You were able to float your business. But there's the majority of these people out there still on unemployment, bro. Mm-hmm. And they won't do anything to jeopardize that. You get what I'm saying? So how many opportunities?
And money coming too easy for them.
Exactly. And some people are making more than they were making by actually working. So why would they actually go out there and do something to jeopardize that? But then come, into September or whenever the benefits start to run out, people are going to run out all at once. And what opportunity is going to be there then? Remember I told you, invest early. You get what I'm saying? Now everybody's going to be running to the same thing at the same time. Mm-hmm. Opportunity is going to be hard to come by at that point.
The pandemic for me was like, I asked myself, like some people can see the storm coming. Other people literally would just get sucked in the tornado and don't know what the fuck happened. So fact. But like, as I saw this storm brewing from miles and miles and miles away, I'm in the house building up the way to be able to withstand this thing that I'm seeing coming. And I asked myself, how do I attach myself to this conversation? And then I listened to a talk where Winston Churchill said, you never waste a good crisis. Don't never waste a good crisis, bro. For whatever it is, in crisis, the best solutions are produced. The best problems are solved. The biggest problems are solved if you can figure out what the solution is. No pun intended. That was one of those things where I'm like, when I heard people dividing, I was like, And also, I kind of was lucky enough to be able to tap back into resources and network pools that I had known could get me to where I could attach myself to the crisis. That's what I did. Started picking up the phone. Yo, you still got that guy at that lab? Hey, you still know that guy over there? Hey, you know this guy that does this at the factory? Can I talk to them? Like, will they take my call? And you know, I'm a hack through. I always do. And got my call taken, leveraged some relationships that I had. And I built a whole lot of leverage because I add a lot of value to a lot of people's lives over time, yo. They owe me favors. A lot of niggas owe me favors, bro. You know, a lot of, I was young, doing a lot of stuff. And people like, yo, we gotta keep this kid around. He's put a lot of money in my pocket and asked for nothing in return. And when that pandemic happened, man, like although I seen a lot of people feeling like a victim, a lot of people sank their heads into their fucking hands, like, damn, yo, like my job is cutting me off and I don't know what to do. It's like, nah, yo, chisel your life, like, because at the end of the day, I said this before, and I think in like another video or a conversation of some sort, I was saying like, yo, like we all are like given a block of ice of a life, right? Some people will look at this block as, yo, my shit is fucked up, and this is a big block. But our destiny in life is to chisel this block to what we want it to be this fucking beautiful dove sculpture, right? Some people are just gonna sit there and look at their fucking block. Oh my God, it's a block of ice. Mm-hmm. Others are gonna be like, yo, where my chisel and my fucking hammer at? Give me one. If I don't go find one, I'm gonna go create one. But I gotta start picking away at this block to make this shit pretty, you know? And that's what that's my mindset. That's our mindset, yo. We never gonna really look at a situation like we're never down. We're never down, and we could be down, but we never out. Ever. And I hope that, yo, as long as I have the voice and I have the power, the energy, the spirit, the life to continue doing this shit, this is not like the reason why we got to do stuff like this, yo, is because this ain't us doing it. It's pulled out of us from the force, from God, from whomever someone may be, you know, looking at as a higher power. Like, yo, this shit is pulled out of us. Like, yo, we have to do this. It's not a choice. We have to do these things. We have to share what we know. We have to share what we live through. We have to share this because, yo, one, we're anomalies in our community. Like, we're not looked at. I go to the bar, right? I'll go to the bar, and I literally went to the bar to drop off some DAP to one of the DJs that was like, yo, bring it to the bar. And, like, I just see the way people approach me. Like, I mean, it's like, yo, it's, granted, of course, everyone's so fucking cool, right? Everyone's so fucking cool, but like, even how cool people really are, they still approach you different when they know you different. And that's offending, man. Yo, bro, I love you, bro. This is where we gonna cap it. And man, this is a good episode, bro. This is a long one.
Yeah, facts.
This is a long one, bro.
You said 45 minutes.
I was bugging.
I said not a chance.
I done cleared all the cards I had, bro. This was this one right here. I hope people really sit and like give it the just due, because it's a lot that you could pull from this, man. I hope people pull out notepads when they watching this, man. I hope people got space in their phone when they watching this to go and clip some of what we were saying and share it to their audiences when they watching this, yo.
Exactly.
Because that's what it really is about. And it's not, you don't got to tag us. You don't got to tag me. You don't got to tag the platform. You don't, like, I'm sure Rel don't give a fuck if you tag him. Just spread the truth, yo. Like, share what's real, yo. Like, stop making it about hype shit. Stop making it about shock value shit. Make it about the truth, dog.
Exactly.
Know what I mean? Like, that's what it's really about, yo. And yo, man, this Black Idea Guy podcast is really, man, this is what I'm about. And I'm gonna only bring in people. Hopefully, this is gonna be my idea for the pod. Hopefully, this Black Idea Guy podcast can turn into what I can pull in, and I can empower a female host to have the Black Idea Girl podcast series.
Or you just have her with you.
I have her with me.
Yeah.
We could do that. We could do that. I mean, I definitely want to build a foundation, grow some legs on it, and yeah, bring in women, empower. There's some boss ass chicks out here, bro.
Plenty.
Bad, beautiful bosses. I don't even want to call them. I'm saying You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But like, yo, like they all that, bro. They all that out there, yo. And it's salute to them, yo. Like they don't get a lot of these chicks get they get their greatness like masked behind what other women are doing on the gram, and it gives them this perception of like only being identified as a chick with like the blam, or like a chick, you know what I mean, that's only just a pretty face. Or some of these chicks really be powerhouses, dog. Powerful. And real talk though, I've also realized about the type of chick that I really want. I gotta build my chick. I gotta build a woman that's for me. I got not to say like she can't find me, but it's gonna be a building process, to a collectively building process. Like I'm not like just on some like, oh, I'm gonna just take a clean slate. Nah, 'cause I don't got time for that. No, I don't. You know, but like I hopefully find someone that is like, yo, like she's solid, and I'm just like, yo, if she only was able to think different, and if she meets somebody like us,
yeah, I mean, just give it some time.
That's it.
You're gonna meet. Honestly, like I've met people like that. I don't really care if they like really mature. Like I don't really care if I gotta change them or not. Like they cool the way that they are and whatnot. But and those people really aren't a part of the culture that I grew up in though. Because the people that I usually date that like are part of this, you know, typical African American culture, like those people always think that I want a business partner. And that,
right.
And that's
right.
not always what I want.
Right.
You know, like there are people that are like beautiful people that will inspire you that don't care about business, bro.
Facts.
So it's just like, just keep an open mind. That's why I always tell you, like, go on dates, like meet different people. I'm always on you about going on dates. You know, like just go on dates, you know, learn from different people and just have conversations with people so you can start to get a feel for what works for you and what doesn't. Right now, just from big bro to little bro, you don't know what you want. You get what I'm saying? You haven't done anything yet, you know, as far as that goes. Like, you've been focused on your work since I've known you. So how the hell could you know what you want in your forever woman? You know what I mean? That's why you got to go on dates. You got to travel. You got to meet different people. You got to, you got to experience different cultures. You know what I mean? You haven't seen as much as you thought that you've seen.
Facts.
And being in the financial services field, you know, some of the biggest mistakes people make is marrying the wrong person.
Talk about it.
That could be expensive, you know, like, and you don't want to end up making that kind of mistake. So I encourage you to just go on as many dates and just get to know people. Never mind extracurricular and all that stuff. Just have a lot of conversations. Like, I'll talk on the phone a lot. You know what I mean? Just getting to know people, just hearing the way that they think or whatnot. And then right then and there, you could figure out stuff that would work for you, stuff that wouldn't work for you. Right. And then there'll be people that just blast through. Even though you ain't looking for nothing serious, you like,
I'll be a fool to turn this down.
Yeah, I got to take a moment to really see what's going on here. I can't just be on that typical rail stuff. You know what I mean? Like, so I kind of, you know, I've met someone like that myself. You know, like I'm not rushing or nothing like that, but it's definitely a lot of quality in this person. Yeah. You know, like I ain't going to sleep on her at all.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, because you're a visionary, you know.
Yeah.
When you know, you know.
You know. And it's just like sometimes it could come out of nowhere, bro. And it could be the least thing, the last thing you expected. That's what I'm saying. Like most people, when they look at you, they go in society say, oh, he got to be with somebody that's of equal value or doing the same thing or more than he's doing for him to be happy. Nah. It might be somebody that don't give a damn about what you do.
None of this shit.
She don't even know what you talking about. She just fuck with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like she's just into something completely different, but it's just something about her spirit that like just woke you up. You know what I mean? That you just can't explain to people. And it's just, you just gonna ride for shorty no matter what. Right. Just because what you see, you appreciate, you admire, and you've been looking for it for so long and you never felt it like this. You know what I mean? I'm talking like this at 32, bro. It took me 32 years to be talking to like this. You get what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's what I'm saying. Just be patient, talk to people, travel, experience different things, and then that'll come. You ain't doing nothing wrong by just focusing on your work and then going on a date every now and again. That's all I'm saying. And the rest of that stuff will come. You might not have to build you nobody. You might not have to put no work into nobody. You might like them just how they are, you know? But when I was talking about earlier, it's like the people that want to come in and contribute. Mm-hmm. You want to contribute to feel like you're valuable here. Like, that might be a little bit difficult because you ain't trying to pull out the Rosetta Stone. You ain't trying to learn Spanish. You know what I mean?
I need that bilingual.
That's what I'm saying. You might not want to do that. So it's just like, but that goes for both sides. Just pay attention to what you're asking for and what it's going to take. You know, what it's going to tell. You want to be a partner to somebody that's moving and shaking? All right. It's going to take more than a Good Morning King. You get what I'm saying? It's going to take a lot more.
It's going to take more than a Good Morning King is OD.
Yo, it's going to take more than that. You know what I'm talking about.
I know. It's going to
take a lot more than that.
Yeah.
We can go on and on.
Yo, we can go on, bro. Honestly, man, I think this is enough that they could digest right now, and however many clips this will be. This is years of content for them, bro. A lot of it, bro. It's gonna ring forever, bro. This one of them ones that needed to be had, and we did it, bro.
All right, man. Till the next time. Love you too, bro.
Yes, sir.